for the season 6 of our Le Mans Ultimate Series here at Monza for round 3. Thank you very much to Thermaltake for sponsoring us. We do appreciate it. My name is Cameron Thistlethwaite. I'm joined by Jaden Rondinella, and we got the wonderful Glenn Germain on the cams, and we're getting ready for qualification right now here at Monza. Round 3, as I already said, hot after a break that we had over the Bathurst 12 hour, and ready to get all the series off and firing again.
I mean, speaking of the Bathurst 12 hour, obviously the Bathurst, actual real life Bathurst 12 hours coming up. So we're going to have a very interesting split red tonight after this broadcast of the great LMU at Monza. So do stick around for that one. I'm not going to reveal too much just yet. I'm sure a lot of you already know what is coming, but it's looking like it's going to be a fun race night. Now, is this the normal layout of Monza, or do we have a bit of a loss of a chicane, or how is this Monza looking?
Now, we're all vanilla here. We got the 2 chicanes as normal for the first couple of series of corners here at De La Rocha, demonstrated by the lovely Alpine, soon to be maybe last year for the Alpine in real life. If you're watching, it's definitely a little bit of a change right now. I'm not sure if it was planned or whether I'm a little bit slow to the news, but it looks like everyone out is actually qualifying for real out on track. So no solo qualification like we are used to. So I was going to say that's something that is probably not maybe intended, but everyone's going to have to make do. Monza's got lots of straights, got lots of chicanes, and I will say a lot of hypercars. If you're wondering hypercars, we just had a recent update to the hypercar tyre model. It has been very well received, but right now, with no tyre warmers right now for the hypercars, it is very, very sketchy for the first couple of laps, and a lot of drivers, real drivers and sim drivers, are going to have to kind of really temper themselves, because it's like you have to underdrive the car, and sometimes sim racers just can't do that.
Yeah, and look, everyone wants to push from the outset, especially in such a short amount of time for qualifying. So it will be a struggle to find that space. You've got to make room for the GT3s and the other hypers on the track. So I think this is going to actually be a lot more fun for us commentators here for the qualifying part, because we get to see just how good these drivers can be on the track. So again, it's going to have to see how well the hypers can navigate GT3s while also doing both of them doing their flying laps. It is going to be about being patient and waiting for each other. And again, as you were saying, Cam, with the tyres being so cold and the new tyre model for them, they're going to have to work really, really hard to do this well. We're on board currently, well, not on board, but we're watching Sean Muller in the Porsche, his favourite car, in the GT3 Porsche going around right now. Just leading a little train there of hypers and GT3s as he goes on I'm guessing this is his first flying lap, as no times are currently on the board. But he's looking quite strong out there. It looks like he's got some good pace out in this Porsche right here.
Yeah, Sean's been quite keen and been doing it, putting in the practice lately in the public lobbies, as well as obviously in his own practice. But yeah, this has been quite a bit of a shake-up that we're having a combined qualification right now for all the cars, and everyone needs to be on their toes. And these hypercars, they need to keep themselves clean, quite frankly, because any car is on a valid lap. It doesn't require, it doesn't kind of entitled them to move another car out of the way or dive bomb another car, because that car is going to be on the lap. So everyone needs to be quite respectful right now. We're having to make do. There's a little bit of unplanned change, but thank you to everyone in the chat as well. Alex and some guy called Loop-de-Loops. Who's that? I don't know. But it looks like Nathan Monks in his Porsche, actually, he's actually quite taken to it right now. Looks like he hasn't set a valid time, but Iman Rain has come across the line to set our first benchmark.
And Imam Rand's pretty quick in those hypers, but then of course Lucas Keys has to do his normal thing and immediately take that top spot from whoever's there. So he's currently there with a 40.3. I'm sure they can go probably a decent amount quicker than that. I'm going to guess a second or two. Not sure what the hypers do around Monza, but considering this is early laps, they should be able to go faster. And we've got our first laps as well for the GT3s, with Jackery Quack taking the first place. That's a name with a 152 to start us off.
I'm not the best with names, but I feel like I haven't seen that one before in the previous round. So maybe a newcomer to the series. We're seeing an awful lot of weaving from these guys. I will say, yeah, 2 or 3 laps is really taking those tyres to come up to temperature, and it is a lot of straights here. So not necessarily a lot of opportunities to put a lot of energy through the tire, but when the cars do get to the corners, there are some pretty fearsome corners to get some energy in, and hopefully not losing too much temperature down the straight, as we see Max Rika, winner from Silverstone, but in quite dramatic fashion due to Iman Rayan coming, having been involved in an accident with the GT cars. Speed of GT cars, Iman Rayan does clear those two, quite frankly, be quite happy with that. And then they see the BMWs, the GT cars, they really close in under the braking zones, because they do have that ABS that just kind of allows them to kind of not necessarily. I feel like, you know, the hypers could probably pull up just as quick, but you can be a lot more confident. You can brake with confidence a lot more when you got ABS in your pocket.
Is this a new thing we have down here at the bottom? Sorry, I'm just a little bit distracted. That bottom thing, is that our sector times we currently have going, and we're kind of seeing how they're doing in that sector each? At the middle bottom of the... Okay, so that's another... Okay, never mind.
I think it is sectors though, yeah, so a little bit of indication, but yeah, not really relevant to
yeah, not to qualifying. But as I said, the times are dropping very quickly for both sides. Obviously, we saw that they were doing 40s in their first flying laps. I'm going to skip past what we were just talking about because I feel embarrassed. But that they were doing 40s. They're already down 4 seconds off of that. So the times are improving as the tyres do warm up. So we are seeing how much the tyres do affect how quickly the drivers can go around. And yeah, Iman Rayan back in the lead out there with a 36.9, so that's pole position at the moment, and 49.5 for the pole position in the GT3s.
Yeah, Tok Bromo right there, winner at Silverstone as well. That is Admiral Naeem, for anyone who's wondering for real. That is taking the name Tok Bromo, I think, from his friend that we all know with Tarks as well. So yeah, Iman Rayan right now, it's not too surprising. I've heard that Alpine has really come good. It was already a decent car, and it's only got even better with the last update, hence taking out 1, 2, 3 of the sweats of Iman Rayan, Harry Lawrence, and Lucas Keys. Heard out by Tim Vaughan in the Toyota, and Mark Bushell right up there in P5. And I will say, like, you know, this, I like this no tie warmers. Oh, you see a little bit of locking there from Iman Rayan, but it does get it turned in and stopped nicely, and then support the second part of the chicane as well, and is run now through Curva Grande all the way to the Variante della Roggia. But yeah, Iman Rayan already been kind of Patrick Johnson also in the Alpine as well, another sweat. Patrick Johnson up there as Lucas Keys has gone quicker as well. But I will say these colder tires, it really kind of, I kind of like it because it really forces drivers to, you know, it doesn't matter what you can do in practice, you kind of got to execute it in the moment right now. And, you know, granted, there's a bit of GT traffic out there, but they're in the same boat. They got to do their laps. That's only fair to them. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to say the least right now. It's kind of more so who can actually do the fastest laps rather than who's the fastest.
Yeah, exactly. And like as you said, the Alpines are looking very, very strong out there at the moment. Not much of a gap between each of the top three at the moment either. It's 0.3 between Iman
caught up.
Rayan and Patrick. Oh, this is going to ruin a lap here, I think.
Yeah, that's
a little bit.
Probably gone. I don't know how much he has in hand. We don't really have a delta to get, so we're just gonna have to stick with it. But he does have time to go around again. But yeah, unfortunately caught the BMW through the Variante Ascari. Not obliged to get out the way at all. And much like the race, yeah, it's just preparation for the race, Luke. That's all it is.
Yeah, because of course, as we all should know, if we're watching here, but just in case you don't, the GT3s kind of just have to follow their line, and it's up to the hypers to make their way around and do it safely. So everyone should be pretty good with that, and it's looking like that Porsche of Nathan Monks has done pretty well to get up there amongst the Alpines, and Harry Lawrence just falling a little bit behind in Alpine. It's maybe not being able to reach that just same top end that Lucas and Patrick have done.
It's very nice for very nice of Studio 397 to absolutely bop the Alpine, considering there's rumours that this is going to be the last year that Alpine's going to be run as a program. Who shall see? Speaking of programs, Porsche being headed up by Damiano Fercolini, Porsche cars in the livery that we all know him well from ACC. Right now Alpine there, but looks like we'll see what lap he's able to produce. Currently P3 right now. A little bit of a gap to Top Bromo, but that's not too surprising. It is Amaral 9, followed by Ashan Lele, always been quite up there in the top of the GT fields as well. I think we might be liking Shady Samuel this week. He was the other one who was vying for the GT wins, and we'll see as Fercolini, it looks like he is either not gone quicker. Yep, he may have not gone quicker, but he has started another flying lap with 10 seconds on the clock, so just about gonna get the 14 car's gonna be the last car potentially, maybe to start the final lap, but these are gonna be the final laps for everyone, I think.
Yeah, there we go. That's the timer at 0, so this is everyone going around doing their thing now. As we see the hypercars just making their way around on the outside of that great corner. And we're going to watch as Damiano Thurcolini does put in this final lap. We're not going to get an exact estimate of what time he's looking at getting, but he's looking quite quick out there. And McLaren pulling off to the side, obviously finishing right there for their lap. He's looking very good out there. He's not looking squirrely. He's looking very, very in line with the lap he's doing there. As he gets out, it looks a little bit slidey, but that could be just a little bit of that pink. Oh, that Porsche behind was definitely slidey, though.
For sure. I think that was a Hanekori back there, potentially. I'm not too sure in the other Porsche, but we'll stick with Damiano Fercolini for this lap as he starts the brake just and turns it in for turn 8, 9, and now 10 of Ascari. It's looking like a pretty clean lap. There's no really histrionics of seeing maybe caught the inside curb at Lesmo 2. Was the only issue so far, but other than that, it's been a pretty clean lap, and I reckon clean laps are going to get you far up the field in this session in particular. He's currently P5, and as he gets the braking zone and turns it in nicely for Parabolica, or Michele Alboreto runs it out right to the line as well, but not too wide. Doesn't want to scrub too much speed off as he's run now down to the line. What will Damiano Fercolini produce? Will he go from P5 to potentially? Looks like he's going to stay P5, doesn't improve. Damn good effort.
Very, very good effort, and it's looking like a good top 5, top 6 for both grids. Tim Vaughan, obviously on this final lap as well, it looks like he's going to be the last car to make it around the whole track here. Currently in 5th position, obviously on some sort of lap because he's racing to get up. Is he going to make it into the top 3?
Runs it through Parabolica in the Toyota, soon to be evolutionized this year in real life and hopefully in the sim.
Yep.
Gonna come in
practicing his pit stop.
Yeah, sensible actually. Not even gonna do the full entry.
There we go. All right, so not bad top 5 from each. So in the top 5s of the hypers, Lucas Keys is carrying it out in 1st place. Patrick Johnston, I believe, was in 2nd. I'll wait till it comes back up to call the rest because I can't remember. Oh, here we go. Iman Rayan in 3rd. 3 Alpines taking out top 3 for the hypers. Max, is that Ricker in the Toyota? And Tim Vaughan in the Toyota. So Toyotas are looking strong there as well, just a little bit slower than the Alpines. In the GT3s, Top Brummer, or I'm guessing that's Emerald name, is that the Chevy? The Chevy Corvette? Taking out 1st place. Ishan Lele in the Lexus taking 2nd, with Lucas Marshall following shortly behind in the Mercedes. Benjamin Curtis in the McLaren in 4th position. Damiano Thurcolini rounding out the top 5 for the GT3s. So it's looking like a very different grid to the hypers there, with quite a lot of different cars in the top 5 compared to the top 5 of the hypers.
It's going to be quite interesting. And I dare say going to be a quite tantalizing start because all these hypers are going to have those cold tires again going into turn 1. So we shall see. I don't want to jinx it, but I think it's going to happen regardless of what I say. But yeah, the turn 1 is going to be an absolute mare with these hypercars with the cold tires, and a lot of these drivers are not familiar with how it is, and they're really going to have to keep their wits about them. And the GT cars are going to have to keep their wits about them because I reckon there's going to be a few spun hypers at turn 1. and they'll have to come back through the field, and those tyres will still be cold even after a spin or two. They really take about a lap and a half, 2 laps to get up to temperature, probably at this track, 2 laps I'd say. And we're already starting to see the weave right now, but it was Lucas Keys ahead from Patrick Johnson by about 2 or 3 tenths. So last thoughts from you, Loopty.
Look, I'm looking forward to a good race. Hopefully they understand there's quite a few starting from the pits. I don't know if we pointed that out, but look, as long as they get the tyres and they understand that they've got to go quite a bit slow on the first lap, we should be all good for a start of race. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm hoping Lucas and Patrick have a good race up front. Hopefully Ryan can get in there and maybe mix it up a bit.
Yep, well, we're ready to go. 60 minutes here at Monza with a full grid, and the champion cars, there's a lot of people starting from the pits. It's kind of poor form, I'd say, to be honest, because it's only going to make things a little bit more tricky, but we're waiting now, and they're already going green. It's a quite early start here, and there's an absolute trio, a trio of Alpines right now, and waking up 1, 2, 3, but I believe it is still Keys ahead of Johnson, ahead of Iman Ryan, but Iman Ryan might be looking to try and get alongside Patrick Johnson, but he's already going to pull alongside on the outside Lucas Keys, and we'll have the inside for turn 2, and leaving Lucas Keys out to the gravel potentially along the line, but he's going to be a-okay, and I think that is Patrick Johnson going to get ahead of the Lucas Keys Alpine right now, but it might be trying to get down in the slipstream all the way run down to Variante de la Roger. There's still Alpine 1, 2, and 3, but Lucas Keys falling down to P2, now under the threat from Iman Ryan, with the Toyota just behind, and Nathan Monks in the Jota Porsche just behind him as well. Tim Vaughan's falling down to P7, but Max Rick is still there in the Toyota in P4 right now. But it is going to be Patrick Johnson taking the lead through the Lesmo 2s, and it's really unfortunately all these guys are all running, all the Alpine liveries look the same right now, and we don't really have much indications that we'll do what we can, but it looks like a-okay. It looks like Shan Lele is taking the lead ahead of Amaral 9 in the GT field, so Lexus up into the first place of the GT field. But I would say, you know, for all my doom and gloom, that was a pretty clean start.
That was a very clean start, and I think that's probably why a few people did start from the pits. I mean, there's 3 cars currently a bit behind the GT3, so I'm going to guess they started probably from the pits.
Still cars in the pits.
And I believe those other cars in the pits might just be people who have signed up but did not show up to this race tonight.
Yes.
But yeah, it's looking like a strong field anyway. Look, I mean, look at the amount of cars on the track there. Look at this train of GT3s. And it looks like Ishan Lele's got just a little bit of gap on name now. I'm just going to call him Brommer because we're in the race and we can see his name and it's easier for people watching. Yeah. But Lele is currently holding a strong lead. That Lexus looks very, very strong here at Monza. And the Corvette obviously just following behind. And yeah, the field is spread out a bit, but we've got some close battles coming behind and people changing positions and side by side down the main straight.
Yeah, a lot of Porsches, a lot of McLarens. McLaren is a very strong car in the LMU. I'm not sure if the recent update a couple of nights ago has actually addressed that, but looks like Steve Ferrugia here getting ahead of one of the Porsches. I believe that might be Mr. Jeffcoat just alongside, but still running alongside on the exit, and another Porsche off at turn 2, while these two are still side by side, going to run through Quebec Grande right now. It is still Steve Ferrugia on the right side of your screen. We've had Jeffcoat, I believe, still on the left in the bend Porsche. He's going to fall behind the McLaren though. Will he be brave on the brakes going into Variante Roger? He is going to be brave on the brakes. He's got to get to the apex first, and they've got to find a collision between the two, and the McLaren cuts the chicane, avoids the sausage curb, and still two side by side. Now side by side with the silver McLaren there of Noah Reinhardt, and they're also close to door banging, a cigarette paper between the two. Still side by side now down to Lesmo 2, and what will I think Noah Ryan's going to have to get that one up, and he falls behind there, Mr. Ferrugia, and the BMW now, Peter Joseph is going to add to the stress of all this whole situation. The run now down into Ascari. Noah's going to tuck underneath the wing of his fellow McLaren. Come here, there's a wheel and an AMG off. There's a rear wing completely off with AMGs. The Mercedes potentially up ahead of Lucas Marshall, and oh my goodness gracious, what has happened there?
And then McLaren against the wall had lost the wheel. That something had happened. I'm wondering if it's a collision or that Porsche getting wide as well. It looks like an RTG from the cars back there. That looked like a pretty big crash. I wonder if I assume we're going to get a replay soon.
Marshall Mercedes was.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. as evidenced by the rear wing left on the ground as the first indication. And I'm not sure which McLaren was up there fighting in the top 3, because I think it was one of those, but I'm not too sure. But meanwhile, Steve Rodriguez has started to pull away now of Peter Joseph and Noah Reinhardt's going to let those guys fight between the two right now. There's also a BMW and another McLaren behind them, 2 by 2, going to be fighting for position, running down to turn 1 as we try and find out what happened there. Noah Reinhardt going to get ahead of there, Peter Joseph into the apex, and we'll see how things are. But yeah, it was going to need to take a little bit of breath. And at the front, it looks like we've lost a man, not a man, Rain Peter. Patrick Johnson's definitely gone somewhere as well, as I give Glenn to a lot to figure out, but hopefully he's just working along finding that replay for us.
Oh yeah, Patrick's fully out of the top 6. I'm wondering if he was involved in the collision a bit earlier. You just see the few Alpines along there, and we're on board with him. He's 9th position now, so he's lost quite a lot of spots. This is not going to be great for him. As another car goes off. That looked like a lockup and then just driving off.
Yeah, that was a bit of a rear lockup. Oh, it's a BMW. Yeah, BMW in this game, hypercar, loves to lock up, and unfortunately it did just affect there Mr. Chris Donnelly as it went into the car. I apologize, actually, the BMW is still ahead of Ricky Pack. I'm not going to curse this one into turn 1. You can see the brake disc glowing, but Patrick Johnson will definitely want to recover. He was up there riding out. He had taken the lead from Lucas Keys up the first corner, and I'm not too sure what happened then. I'm sure maybe someone will let us know. I'm not too sure if any of those guys are streaming. I know they're all in the same voice channel right now, but hello to everyone in chat. Lovely there. John Pierre Sanika is gifting 5 gift memberships to the lovely people in chat. Make sure to thank Mr. John Pierre. Lovely to see you around, mate. Shame we don't see you too much behind the wheel these days, but we'll say you made quite a transformation. If anyone you know, Mr. Sanika in this year-on fight with his personal health.
And this is looking like a good battle out back onto the track to bring it back to the race. Patrick now having to make his way through the field, so he's going to be pushing up behind everyone he can. He's currently behind Ricky Packman, who's in another one of the BMWs as they come into Ascari. Patrick looking very, very strong around here. You can see the different line he takes that BMW, and looks like he's got a good run out of the exit. He's going to get alongside as they go down the back straight. It doesn't look like enough.
He's pretty quick in the straight.
Yeah, it looks like he's losing a bit, and he's gonna get the braking in later. He's made it. They've touched. He's caught it.
Well held, and loses the position to the Porsche and the Peugeot, but he does keep it all straight and true, does Patrick Johnson. But yeah, it's a little bit deep on the brakes, and a little bit of a touch just unsettled the car. Meanwhile, the Peugeot up is going to have a move, I reckon, here on the Porsche. Grunts the outside, going to fall alongside. A little bit of more upping his racing, trying to run in the outside. Going to have the apex for the second corner. He gives him space, does the Porsche, and had the better run out of the corner. I've not even looked at who this is. It's Steve Lewis and Peter Papiano. Some of our series admins and organisers are going at it hammer and tongue right now, as Patrick Johnson going to have to sort himself out and get past these two now.
He's lost a few more spots now, so this is going to probably put a little bit more of that, what we like to call red mist on Patrick here, as he's going to try making his way back through, again, 2 more people. So this is going to be more of a struggle for him. So we'll see how well he does on his race to make it back through. But this battle between Peter and Steve Lewis right now is looking very, very strong. They're kind of a little bit of a gap now made up between Steve and Peter, but it's looking good. And Mr. Anderson in the chat has let us know that there was a massive crash on the straight before Ascari between Quack and Marshall on lap 2.
Yeah, that's
which I think was the one we saw a bit earlier.
Yeah, Lucas Keys right now, and have a look. Him and Imman Ryan fighting at it. Going along, and Imman Ryan looks like he's really starting to find his pace right now, and he's right under the tail of Lucas Keys. Going to fall out, going to hit the air, but he's going to have the speed to draw alongside. Going to be on the inside for the first chicane. Breaks late, gets it ahead, and a very decisive move there. He's going to have it pulled up nicely for the second part. Can Lucas respond? Kind of rolled the curb a little bit and not got the best exit now on the run down through Curva Grande into the Rogier chicane, and Imman Ryan's going to pull away a little bit. A couple of GT cars up ahead I'm hoping a man Rand isn't gonna, think, oh no, what can go wrong? 2 races in a row, am I gonna have trouble retaining my lead because of GT traffic? It's gonna be held up for at least the first part. Lesmo 1 hopefully gets past Lesmo 2. Oh, the AMG goes off. That's very nice of him to absolutely just send it into the gravel and get out the way of the leaders there. Oh dear, Mr. AMG.
I could be right in thinking that's the same AMG as the one that got into the collision a bit earlier, the wing that we saw a bit earlier on. But yeah, very, very nice of him to do a nice little moonwalk out of the way into the gravel, but lets this race keep going and fired up. Lucas just sitting behind, it looks like about half a second, about 0.4 I'm seeing in the top left there. So he's definitely there. I'm not sure how good the slipstream effect is on LMU, but not enough for Lucas to gain any time on that straight there, so clearly not great.
Yeah, you kind of have to hit quite a high threshold for it to actually start gaining. It really is very minimal on the most part. You see just a man Rand really kind of soaring up ahead. If you're wondering about the dots next to their names on the top left, they are denoting the tires. So the 2 yellow dots are right side tires. They are the medium compound, so it's a bit of opposite from F1. So you still got the mediums are yellow, but the reds are hard and the softs are white. Not expecting to see any soft dots, but you can mix the compounds. As you can see, you can also see as they go along, you can see the red markings on the Michelins as they go around, and obviously you can tell a lot of people denoting to run the harder tires on the left hand sides, because that's the ones that kind of takes all the pain here at Monza, to say the least. So no one's obviously going to really take tires at the stop. I'm not too sure if anyone's really. I think we're going to expect at least all the hypercars in around the 45-minute mark. That's generally what they can do on a tank, a little bit maybe longer, 50 minutes. So they'll probably come in for a quick splash and dash, or a virtual energy refuel, I should say, here in the Monza.
Yeah, and again, Lucas still about the same gap as they keep going around, so they're very much holding the same pace, but Lucas looks to have gotten a better exit, because that GT3, I think that traffic had slowed Rain down just enough for Lucas to get right up behind, but I still don't think it's going to be enough for Lucas to make a pass. He's now only a tenth behind.
Got up the wave. Oh, he goes wide, he goes straight, and Lucas goes through on the inside of Man Ryan.
Yeah, that GT3 just blocking it off, and I think Lucas has seen it coming up, so he's just decided to go more wide and wait to see where that GT3 was going to go, and it's actually worked out really well there for Lucas Keys. And Rain now the one chasing Lucas once again, and we can see in the background there the Hypers having to navigate as they come into T1 of Monza, and there was a little bit of a lock up there from Rain as well as we came into T1, but yeah, again, it's now just a battle of who can get around these GT3s better, and who can handle the traffic.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's weird from a man Ryan there, but I wonder if the McLaren actually brake deep and was intentionally taking a wide line, which I don't really like cars, kind of doing that, because it's kind of just like, just do your line, don't like brake late, because I think maybe potentially if the McLaren did brake late, that's probably why man Ryan also or he was just distracted by the car, to be honest, and just missed his braking marker, or just didn't turn in or carry the speed, because he wasn't sure what that McLaren was doing. It was definitely unorthodox from the McLaren.
Well, from my perspective, looking at it, it did look like the McLaren was just a little bit wide off of the racing line for that turn, so that is possibly what might have put Ryan off, but yeah.
Yep, and they're going to be stuck on the back of the McLaren. Replay coming in there, and it's going to give, unfortunately, as we get a replay ready, we have to wait for a second, because these two, unfortunately, Lucas Keys got caught under the rear wing of the GT car, and it's going to be on the side-by-side with Man Rand, and Rand going to pull just long enough to get ahead into the corner, so roles reversal, deja vu, and it's all righted itself back in Man Rand ahead of Lucas Keys.
This is certainly the race to watch. Here comes the replay as they have started to separate. We're going to move into that replay now. So this is lap 2.
Just went onto the grass and just had his own crash in a straight line, and
no!
No.
So the Mercedes had caught it almost, and then the McLaren has obviously gotten scared by the Mercedes coming across, it seems, and it's just gone straight into the back. Maybe even going for a move on the car in front of them, I'm not too sure, but just straight through the Mercedes there. Not a really good thing you want to happen. So that would explain why they had that big collision and why the wheels were off that McLaren.
Yeah, that was... I don't know what to say. I think Lucas Marshall might have just been distracted or anything like that, because he just kind of went straight at as the track just curved left, and he just put a bit too much steering input, and it just went around just as quickly as it can. And you know, that's dare say actually quite realistic in the way the car did go around, because you can't really just jink the car left at that kind of speed. It is going to come unstuck, but yeah. I was worried that he didn't know how I was thinking that he was going to roll back, but I think he was holding his brakes while the car was just like coming to a stop. But yeah, the car just, it potentially, you know, if he was like about to duck out and go for a move and just caught a face full of AMG, I don't know what to say. But unfortunately for Mr. Quack, that is race over, I imagine, as well.
Yeah, very unfortunate. As I said, I think that Mercedes did end up coming back out, because I think that was the one that we saw spin just in front of the leaders a little bit ago. But as we do move back on to speaking of the leaders, Lucas seems to have lost a bit more time, 0.7 now behind Ray, and so still within that 1 second gap, but he's definitely lost a little bit of time from earlier. We'll see if he can make that back up. Good battle behind as well with Lawrence and Ricker. There's only like 0.3 in between those two back there, but it looks like the time is lost as they come into T1. So battle's definitely going on strong back there.
Slowly kind of memorize the details of these two Alpine liveries, because they are running the two different years of livery that the Alpine did run. I think Lucas Keys is running the 2024 edition, and the Inman Rain is running the 2025 one. So I'm just trying to memorize it, because especially at the start when there was 3 of them, I really couldn't. I was kind of relying on the timing board to be as frequently up to date as everything else. And coming from ACC, that's a bit of an unusual feeling. But I was kind of relying on that to tell me who was actually in front, because I was kind of second guessing, because we don't have nameplates over the cars, unfortunately. But yeah, other than that, it's going well for Iman Rayan. Here in Monza, you know, we're only 15 minutes in. We're definitely going to have a lot of runs through traffic here at Monza, because there's quite a difference in speed delta.
Yeah, but as Rayan does slowly pull away from Lucas consistently as well. Now 1 second gap between Lucas and Rayan as they come into the final turn of Monza. What a beautiful track this is. A lot of people say it's not the greatest, and it's got its problems, but I think it makes for very fun races, especially when they're this close and in this multi-class traffic.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely not my first choice when it comes to public lobby racing, but I mean, it's a very, very, very good track. It's just kind of relies. You need to filter through the lower drivers sometimes, the ones that are, you know, the usual suspects, to say the least. Not to say anyone here, but you know, anyone who's done a public lobby at Monza knows what I'm on about. Other than that, it's actually a great track for racing. It's I can't fathom anyone any real reason to hate this track otherwise.
Yeah, and
they're getting caught by Harry Lawrence. I've just noticed the Alpine in P3. Thankfully, he's got a custom livery, so we can really distinguish him. But yeah, the red Alpine just closing in on these two, and Harry Lawrence, very quick operator. Looks like he's gone to hypercars from GTs though this season, back to hypers, but a very, very quick operator, I have to say.
Yeah, he's not far behind. I believe he got past Ricker, because wasn't Ricker in front of him just before? Or am I going crazy?
Most likely. I think he has been on a bit of a recovery drive and didn't get his qualification done too well, as Ricker's this far back. I think Ricker's had a moment, because a lot further back. If this is Mac Ricker, he's way down the field, and the time board is insinuating. I'm not too sure. I'm a little confused.
I'm a little... Yeah, it looks like he has dropped back.
I think we're seeing something.
1 minute, we're just having a quick look. Well, we figured that out. Another recovery driver speaker, Patrick Johnston, made his way past both Peter and Steve Lewis, and is now going back towards Packham. He's only less than a second. Was that 18 seconds one, or is that 18 seconds from the leader, I'm guessing? So
I think from the leader.
It's only second and a half behind Packham, so he's definitely making his way back up after that little slide we saw earlier that he caught. So that's a decent recovery drive. Nathan Monk's driving strong in 5th place, with Vaughan just a little bit behind. It looks like Nathan Monk's in kind of like a little bit of clean air both ways, so we'll see what he can do and we'll follow his race. But it's looking like a good, strong hyperfield out there. As we do see, Lawrence is still catching up, now within 1.7, so he's definitely catching very quickly.
Yeah, it seems to have really got the pace underneath him right now as we cut back. Yeah. No,
is that the Toyota? That is the Toyota.
No, he's correct now. He wasn't correct before when we went to the screen back. I think it was out of sync, but do forgive us on that one because but he's in the correct position now, going on board, and you can see the trio of Alpines up ahead, and yeah, fastest lap, just last lap as well from Harry Lawrence. So apologies if you already said that, but yeah, you can see as well the NRG, that's the virtual energy, and Iman Rent, the leader, is on the has the most in the hand as the leader as well. It's a little bit on track. It updates every lap, so you can see it all tick down. So, it's looking good for the leader right now. He's got more energy in hand and clearly got a lot of pace as well as these guys filter through the GT field again as well. Will get easier as the GT field does all spread out in the hypercars, but they'll hopefully all kind of filtering through one by one. Lovely livery, I have to say, for the Alpine.
Absolutely.
It's so distinguishable in comparison to the other.
It's not just blue like the other ones. But tell me, Cam, so if you were here racing in the hypers, right, and you're in the lead right now with a little bit more energy than the others, would you go for an undercut or would you go for a bit of an overcut? Would you try to pit the same lap as everybody or try to get in before everybody else does, so that way you can maybe keep your lead a bit stronger? I don't know which way you'd want to go, especially if you're not changing tyres. I don't know how much they'll cool down in the pits, especially with the new update on them.
Well, because everyone's going to be doing the same strategy on tyres, there's no real undercut over. I mean, I guess there is, but there's little factors into it with the tyres. It's just going to make sure everyone can. They are going to be stopped for a little bit, but not actually too much, because they're going to be putting all that energy, virtual energy in, but they're only gonna fill up the little amount that they need to get to the end. So, we're probably looking at maybe 25%, 25% virtual energy back into the tank. But to be honest, I think everyone's just gonna run the tank down to the flat because it's the logical thing to do right now.
Yeah,
and you can fuel save. I think everyone is probably trying to fuel save a bit, but it's also it's tricky to do. This is actually probably one of the better tracks to do it, but you have to also balance it out of also not losing too much time by saving. And the main way to save, and it's actually a really good technique in hypercars because of the no ABS, just lift and coast before braking, and just learn not to slam on the brakes immediately after throttle, because that's actually the most efficient way to lift and coast.
And as we've been told in the chat as well, Name has definitely put a bit of a gap on P2 in the GT3s. He's gone ahead of Lele and is built a 2-second gap almost on Ishan Lele, so it's very strong out there. And then it's even further back to Benjamin Curtis. So these top two are certainly driving quite hard. Benjamin got a bit of a battle ahead of him with two Porsches getting up right behind him, Thurcolini and Corey just watching there, ready to strike when they can. So two very strong competitors, because they're very quick drivers, are coming up behind another quick driver. So I'm very excited for this GT3 battle as we head into the 37 minutes left of the race.
Yeah, tucked in the slipstream right now. I love the camera angles that LMU has. They're actually a lot better than I will say ACC, but I think ACC ones are a bit out of touch in my opinion. But we're going along now, and it does. Thurcolini was trying to catch up to the back of the McLaren, but I dare say, like ACC, like anything, I think the Porsche had a little bit of a deficit on the straights. But as long as the guys are happy with it through the corners, they can make most of the time back up there. But kind of maybe might be relying on Benjamin Curtis in the McLaren to make a mistake right now, as Hani Corey all over the back of him in the blue and black Porsche just behind, ready to pounce on any mistake. Now the runs down to Lesmo 1 and 2, probably the best corners I imagine in the Porsche. There's that really difficult corners, I have to say, but Benjamin Curtis still doing a good job in the McLaren, I have to say.
Yeah, definitely doing quite well. The top McLaren at the moment with Reinhardt in 6th at the moment, so it's definitely not the fastest car out there, but it's definitely quick, and we can see quite a few position changes for the people all in the field. I'm not sure how that number works, looking at that left side where it says Imon Rand's done 5 positions. I'm guessing that would be just how many times they've changed, I don't know. But they're all looking like they've got strong competition, and looks fairly even field out there for the most part between the GT3s, and same with the Hypers. They've got a decently even field with everyone doing kind of low 37s pretty consistently. So I'm definitely interested to see where we end up. Max Ricker in 4th place currently has the least energy out of the top 6 in the Hypers, with 49 energy, virtual energy left. So he'll have to probably pit just that little bit earlier. Obviously, Iman Rayan being in 1st position, also now just dropping to 49, but Lucas is 47. So they've definitely got their Iman Rayan being able to save a bit more energy, virtual energy, than Lucas, as Lucas is currently doing the chase and trying to probably keep up with Rayan and maybe go for an overtake after the pit stop.
Yeah, it does make me wonder how much lifting coaches are really doing. I think that they would like to eke it out, but the problem is they're so close together. You know, even lifting coasting is going to be enough of a gap drop, like, for them to actually, like, kind of maybe get past or come into trouble as well, start battling again, as the Alpines, the leaders now on these guys as well. One Alpine gets through, and is he going to get ahead? He's going to tuck in behind the McLaren. That's sensible driving there from Lucas Keys in the 2nd place Alpine. Didn't just send it up on the inside of the McLaren as well. That's the thing, you've got to keep your head on and Harry Lawrence is actually benefited massively because he got them all on the straight, so he's really closed now down on Lucas Keys. Probably gained a 2nd in all of that. That's just how it runs really in endurance racing, and that's the charm of it as well. That's the beauty of multi-class racing. Sometimes the traffic works against you, sometimes it works to in your favor as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's looking very, very good and strong again. Harry Lawrence still with the fastest lap of the 36.5. I do think they are starting to feel safe, because you see the times dropping off. Eamon last lap 37.3, and then Lucas with a 37.5. Even it's dropping even further. Sorry, with Lucas getting a 38.2 in the last lap he's just done.
They just went through all that traffic, so it could have
been a bit of traffic as well. Don't get me wrong, but 2 seconds.
A big rear lock up there from Lucas Keys, and he caught it on the entry. I apologize to him.
No, that's all right.
He had a massive slide. He just caught the rear brake, and he was pretty much left hand down while trying to turn right. But he caught it up very nicely, did Lucas Keys. And still 1 second to Harry Lawrence.
Yeah, well, again, as I was saying, to his fastest lap, Lucas' last lap was a full 2nd slower than that one, and I don't think traffic's going to slow you down that much. I thought maybe a few tenths, not a full 2nd, but
it can do.
But yeah, it definitely can, and Harry Lawrence has managed to navigate quite well with a 36.8 in his last lap, so he's definitely catching up, and it's no small feat. So 0.9 now behind Lucas, and he's got a bit of a way to go.
Yeah, I don't think there's any fuel saving going on right now. It is just traffic right now, and we did see like Lucas pretty much lose a 2nd to Harry Lawrence, and that was just all in that Lesmo 2. It's just had to wait for the traffic, so that explains the lap time as they get past 2nd place Eshan Lele in the white Lexus, looking for a little bit of a slipstream himself as well, as these are I'm not sure if he's got much of an answer to Mr. Tok Bromo, and not surprising, he's a very, very quick driver in the Corvette, going pretty well. And it's nice to see the Corvette out there, because it's actually not a very well-liked car, and I want to like it, but it's a very spicy car. It likes to spin.
Yeah, look, I can't say I have played LMU at all. I played probably once a very, very long time ago, but I never got into it. Can't handle it. Yeah, so, but it does look pretty good, and with my experience of the iRacing hypers and everything, I can see that the tyre model has changed to be a little bit more similar to that one in some sort of sense, where it's the cold tyres are definitely more deadly now. Oh, and that's a bit of, I'm guessing, gravel there from Lucas's car coming out of that corner. Harry Lawrence now 0.6 behind, so very quickly catching now. So I'm wondering if these GT3s, Lucas just having a bit of worse luck than Harry Lawrence getting through them. As we did see in the last lap, Lucas had Ishan Lele just in front of him on the exit of Ascari. So it is obviously about timing and navigation, but Harry Lawrence isn't going to let him get away with any mistakes, especially now 0.6 now behind Lucas. So it's now up to Lucas to not make any more mistakes for Lawrence to be able to get through. Harry Lawrence again looking very, very strong, maybe a little bit wide there, so might have lost a tiny bit of time. So we'll see as they come up.
They got a larger gap up ahead as well, and well, Man Rain is just up ahead, but no real traffic for just one lone GT car to navigate, but I'm sure they'll do so ever so well. But yeah, I think Harry Lawrence unfortunately did just clip the gravel like you spotted there on the exit of Ascari. And right now, Damiano Fercolini is not involved in this battle. Benjamin Diebold Curtis is ahead now of Hani Corey, and I think Fercolini's up the road ahead of these guys. So
Fercolini's made his way through already.
He's gone through, and as the Peugeot makes its way through as well, absolutely scraping all over the floor right now is the Peugeot. But that's not even Mark Bushell right now. Mark Bushell's out there in the wingless Peugeot. We haven't seen him all night, so I wonder if I'm worried he maybe just died actually at turn one, but we shall see. I imagine there's I'm seeing, you can see there on the front left of that McLaren, it's just like all the paint's kind of rubbed up. I wonder if there's a bit of an incident between him and Fercolini that kind of, or an incident in general that led to Fercolini getting ahead.
Speaking of an incident, I see a yellow flag in the bottom right. That does make me just a little bit concerned. But yeah,
car stopped on the exit of Ascari, car number 11 in GT field. I'm not too sure who that is, but it is stationary. It hasn't gotten going. It looks like it might be starting to move now. Car 12 now is the Mustang, I think, of Mr. Boo.
Richard Boo, maybe a little moment coming out of Ascari, very easy to do, especially if you're that curb wrong. Not sure how bad the curbs are and how well the Mustang deals with them in this one, but very, very, and as we speak of, another yellow flag pops up, and it looks like at the same spot at the exit of Ascari onto the straight. So a few people having issues coming out there now as we get to the halfway point of the race, 29 minutes left of the race. Two cars have had a nice little moment there at Ascari. I'm just waiting to see. It looks like he's starting to go now down the straight.
Yeah, maybe a couple of people that just dug their way into the gravel and found the wall, or went for a spin.
It's a bit worrying. Hopefully,
I heard Harry Lawrence actually. Ryan has said that Harry Lawrence went for a spin on the exit of Ascari as well.
Oh yeah, look in the hypers right now. Harry Lawrence nowhere to be seen in the pits already. It's now Max Ricker in third place. So it's definitely changed around. Hopefully Lawrence maybe can get away with it a little bit more, because the pits should be coming up soon. He could probably fill up the virtual energy to make it to the end of the race now.
What if he's had to come in to change tyres though, because he will flat spot those tyres pretty severely in a spin, especially a high speed one. So Lucas Keys gets past the Porsche right now, but that's let Lucas Keys off the hook right now. And Iman Rayan, I think, because Iman Rayan was watching those two, because the pace that Lawrence was putting in was definitely, I think, one to watch for even the Man Rayan, but unfortunately he's kind of maybe potentially taking himself out of contention. We did see him flirting with that gravel, didn't we, Lubdi, on the exit of Ascari, and I think that's just resulted in a little bit of push too much.
feel really bad for him because he definitely had the pace to even possibly win this. I mean, fastest lap for the out of all the hypers, and was going very, very strong. So feel very bad for him, but it is the way the racing goes, and we're back on board with Max Ricker again. Kind of has a good interval between him and everyone else. There is a car of Nathan Monks in the Porsche hypercar, the only one that I can see on that list right there, who's currently pushing up, trying to catch up to Max. Max Ricker currently the one with the least amount of virtual energy left, with only 28. So there's a big gap now between him and Iman Reyes virtual energy, who has 32. So Iman Reyes might be able to push out for a couple more laps to be able to put in less and have a shorter pit stop.
Yeah, it's the idea, you know, you kind of like, if you're, it's very wide there as Max Ricker does, and now filters past the Porsche as well. I think there's two cars with that livery. It's really, it's been tripping up. Oh, very wide again, Max Ricker giving Nathan Monks all the mental fuel right now to go and after and get him, as he's clearly making a few mistakes here and there as well. But Tim Vaughan just on the back of these two as well in the normal, the regular livery Toyota. Replay here now of Harry Lawrence. Thank you very much to Glenn. You know, replays are not easy to sort out here on there. So he's just behind the Mercedes, and the Mercedes got and he just gets clipped by the Mercedes. Oh, that's a race ender. I'm surprised he kept going. Oh, he's got away with no rear wing and still four wheels on the car, but the AMG just ahead just lost it on the exit and took him with him. He tried to go to the grass to escape it. He couldn't escape, and you can see he just didn't want to go straight. All the suspension, all the alignments absolutely shagged right now after this. Oh, commiserations. Not even something that he did by himself, just complete passenger and all of that.
Yeah, nothing he could really do there.
The repairs are going to take him out of the podium contention at the very least. Like, that's a thing.
I feel so bad. Oh, no.
Rest in pieces. Yeah. The fact that it wasn't his error as well, obviously something we weren't privy to until we saw the replay. But unfortunately, yeah, that AMG, I think maybe it was, I'm not too sure if that was one of the cars there. Did see a few other cars that were stopped there. I'm not sure if it was related or not, but yeah, absolutely gutted for Harry Lawrence. Had the pace, still has the fastest lap, I'm pretty sure, as well right now, and might retain it towards the end of the race, as no one's going to take new sets of tyres, with the exception, I think, of Harry Lawrence, because I think what does he have to lose at this point? So he might as well, as he repairs everything else in that car. But Max Ricker still in our P3 and being chased down by Nathan Monks and Tim Vaughan as well. So he's still got a big battle for P3 right now.
Surely, right? Surely Harry Lawrence goes for a 35. Yeah. Go for a 35. Make sure nobody can steal that fastest lap. Take it clean. Also, looking down at the GT3s while we wait for this battle to commence, which should be very, very soon. Again, Emerald Name out in front by a good gap now, almost 5 seconds. Ishan Lele following behind. Damiano Thurcolini currently in third position after stealing it from Benjamin Curtis, who is 2.2 seconds behind him, and Hani Kuri only 0.3 behind Benjamin Curtis. So it's definitely getting nice and close in that little battle where the two Porsches were attacking. It's now and Noah Reinhardt's also caught up quite a lot. So it's a McLaren versus Porsche. This is opposite to what we saw earlier between where Thurcolini and Curry were around Benjamin Curtis. It's now the McLarens around the Porsche. So we'll see how this does work out.
Yeah, lots of McLarens and Porsches at the field, with the exception of the first two in the GT field. As Benjamin Diebold Curtis is a little bit awkward on the entry. Go back now to, Max Ricker still ahead of Nathan Monks. As I said, he did take the win here at Silverstone, but he kind of did benefit, although he did have his own incident immediately after he took the lead at Silverstone from Iman Reyes. And he's gonna have to dive it up the inside. That's fair. He got more than enough up alongside. He almost cleared the car, so it was decisive. But that's the kind of moves that makes the difference. And now all of the Alpines all coming through. Everyone sees it. Nicely done, all on the straight. I'd be very disappointed if we all managed to stifle the hypercar in all of that. But there we see the McLaren just getting on the side, a little bit wide there from Hanny Corey on the apex, and now going to be the recipient of another McLaren. So he's hoping to get enough of a slipstream from the Fanatic car up ahead as well. So he's doing okay. So gets a good exit from Noah Reinhardt and closing in. Actually, getting closer to the Dieball's car ahead as the Alpine. I think that's Lucas Keys having to wait behind these three, and that's very sensible because he's going to have another straight immediately after these two corners to get past all three. What's the hurry?
Well, I can confirm straights can be dangerous, but as long as you're driving and focusing on where you're going, you won't crash. Usually.
You're referring to Lucas Marshall. I don't know what else you could be referring to.
Yeah, clearly. So, yeah, Lucas making his way through pretty cleanly, waiting for the straights, which was, as you said, the smart thing to do, especially around this track at T1. Not a great place to do a pass for the best of times, but doing it well. And it looks like it is allowed a little bit of courage just to get a little bit closer. Again, slipstreaming is just as you said earlier, it just has no effect. So just watching these GT3s being point to each other and not being able to catch each other on the straight.
Yeah, it's just not that potent in this game. And to be fair, the GTs are different in this. The GT3s, they are different from the normal GT3s. Like they're kind of the ones that run in the WEC series generally have their own little aero kits on them. They're not mostly that visible on these cars from the normal ones, but they kind of because WEC mainly goes to Le Mans and obviously all these other tracks, but it's kind of it's better for the going on along in a straight line, so they don't have as much downforce, so they kind of like the less downforce, the less of a wall that you hit on the end of the straights, which may be why the slipstream effect is not so potent, but sure it's going to be as potent as it can be now for Hanny Corey right up the rear wing of the McLaren up ahead as Noah Reinhardt ducks into the pits. He's going to like trying to maybe do an undercut on these two while they squall it out. Hanny Corey goes to the left-hand side, going to be the outside for turn one as Diebals has the inside. Nathan Monks in the Porsche is going to have to wait for these two to sort this out. Late braking there from the McLaren and keeps it ahead and gets it ahead, so no side-by-side for turn two. And Nathan Monks, he's ahead of Max Ricker as well. I'm not sure what happens to Max Ricker in the Toyota. You can see him there behind. He's going to cut past these two now, but Nathan Monks up into P3 right now in the hypercar field.
Yeah, it's a second behind now as well, so I'm guessing there's maybe another mistake, another slide, but good to see Max Ricker still going very strong. Patrick Johnston now in fifth as well. I'm wondering if someone's had a pit stop along the way. I feel like there was another car or two in between, but Packham's now fallen down to 17th position. Sorry, not 17th, 7th position. I misspoke there. So Packham's fallen now behind Peter Papiano, so all the way down the 7th. So I'm guessing it may be a slide from him as well. So a few cars and a few position changes as we have gone through. That GT3 battle is still looking very much the same. And yeah, the field's kind of spread out quite a bit. The close battle is between Ricker and Monks, and then in the GT3s it looks still like Curry's just on the back of Benjamin Curtis.
Yeah, we go along now. We're all kind of getting into the teens of NRG as Virtual Energy left as for all these cars for the GTs and the Hypers. So I think everyone's going to have to come in for a box with 18 minutes to go. We're going to see some of them quite shortly as Max Ricker just ticks over down to 10. So he's potentially going to be our first one to blink of the top hypercars. And we'll see how things go, but yeah, you can see the leaders as Peter Papiano. I like this board actually got the pit. We got the pit and the notifications, so we know when cars are in properly. I think that's something that the normal in-game HUD doesn't indicate right now. But yeah, it's great to see it. Things come in, but yeah, you can see Iman Rain and Tok Brumbo, the leaders in the class, got the most saved as well. They're kind of just on top of their game right now. They just can race to their pace. They've got clearly more pace than everyone else, and they can just race as smoothly and save that fuel with a little lift and coast, because I was talking about before, especially in the hypercars. You see a replay now. Actually, you saw that of Rika. So he's going to be behind one of the Porsches for Ascari. Goes deep into it. It's fine. He's going to catch, and it's going to be just tucked underneath, and he can't get the exit. So no mistake, really. Just an unfortunate part of the traffic. And Nathan Monk's going to be arriving on scene. Got all the overspeed in the world, not having to hold up from the Porsche. He's going to edge ahead and get clear of the Toyota, but the Toyota tries to come back late brakes, makes it to the apex. But a great move there from Nathan Monks. Held it around the outside, gave him the space on the inside, and had the run around the outside to clear him onto the straight. I'm not sure if the Toyota had anything to respond with, but he's definitely trying. You can see right now, filtering between the GT cars as they come out of the pits and alongside. But it looks like Nathan Monks had enough in hand into turn one, but great move.
Yeah, so I think that does explain a bit of how that happened, and then catching a little bit of gravel on the exit T1 would also explain a bit of that gap as well between them. Nathan Monks looks like he's also just had that little bit extra pace than Max Ricker in these last few laps. Max Ricker now doing 38.1 on the last lap, while Nathan Monks did a 37.2, so definitely a bit of a change up in the pace. Before we do move over into the pits, because people will be pitting soon, I'm just going to read out a few of the top five of both the GT3s and the Hypers. So at the moment for the Hypers, Iman Reyes is in the lead by a good 7.5 seconds ahead of Lucas Keys, who's in second place at the moment. That's two Alpines at the top still. Nathan Monks in third, just recently taking it, followed by Max Ricker in the Toyota, 2.8 seconds behind, and Patrick Johnston, 11 seconds behind on a bit of a recovery drive after a spin pretty early in the race. And then in the GT3s for our top five, we have Tok Bromo, also known as Emerald Name, currently in first in that Corvette that I believe we see on screen right now behind Nathan Monks there. Pushing on strong, currently 5.2 seconds ahead of Ishan Lele, who's in that Lexus. Has been having a really good race, but just not enough pace to keep up with Emerald Name, especially going through all the hypercars coming up. Damiano Thurcolini doing very, very well. Made a decent sized gap on Benjamin Curtis after passing him for third position to make it onto the podium so far. Speaking of Benjamin Curtis, he's in fourth place in the McLaren. Currently was in a battle with one of the Porsches a bit earlier on with Curry, but it looks like Curry's pitted now, so he's now followed behind in fifth place Steve Farugla?
Farugla, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and was that a car spun? That was the Mustang spun right there in the second chicane.
It was quite far into that chicane. I wonder if he lost it on the exit, because he was quite far into the car park, I have to say. I mean, that was Richard Boo in the 12-year yellow Mustang. That was had a few challenges today, I have to say. But still going along right now. The P14, Dan Madden, I think everyone behind him is people that have either retired or didn't start. But we're seeing a few boxes now, everyone coming in now. Furcolini, there is collisions in the pit road. It's always a great thing to watch. It makes for some hilarious content. And as you see, if that was a question, how do you get out with if there's collisions in the pit lane? If the cars automatically rotate on exit. I love that the game does that as well. It's fantastic. But yes, there are collisions in the pit lane, so everyone needs to be on their wits, to say the least.
So you can't just crash into someone when you're entering pits or exiting pits. You're in there. They're very dangerous. I wouldn't trust other people around me, but that's just me personally. Speaking of little battles on the track, it looks like Jeff Coates and same with Curry. A few of the cars who pitted have made their way back up. I'm guessing another few cars have pitted now. So it's definitely the order's getting back to how it was a little bit before, and we're going to see where everyone truly is. It looks like Reinhardt's jumped Benjamin Curtis in through the pits. So these cars have pitted and are still ahead of a few others.
Yeah, he has jumped him. So he got ahead of Furcolini. Well, he got ahead of Curtis, as I say. Obviously, he kind of ducked into the pits as those two went to battle. But yeah, I wonder where he will come out relative to. Oh, of course, we already know. Where relative to Furcolini, he's just up the road, isn't he? Or is Furcolini not boxed? I apologise.
Furcolini is not boxed yet. 54 seconds ahead.
We just saw him, didn't we?
Has he boxed?
We were watching him. It was a car that rotated.
That's the one we saw. Yeah, okay. So we'll see as the gap does shorten, because I do want to see how far ahead it is. Yeah.
Oh, it's 48 seconds to Lele, probably, is what I imagine.
Which is why it's dropping so quickly, because Lele is in the pits at the moment. And it looks like Emerald Name has not pitted yet. I'm just waiting for all the energies to update. Once the energies have updated, we'll kind of get a better idea. But it looks like Max Rick is going to need a pit. He's on 0 energy right now as well, so it's looking interesting. We've just got to wait a few seconds, maybe a lap or two, for the energies to all update, but it should be done soon.
Yeah, I wonder where is Max Rica on track. He is on 0 energy, and he's going through Curva Grande. Might need to get in to have a look at that, or whether the energy meter hasn't updated if they've just come out the pits. Oh, it says they're out yet in the bottom right. You can see they're out, so they've just come out the pits. So probably any second now, that energy is going to update. I think it only updates at one certain part of the track, so that's why it's taking forever for it to update.
I think it might be the start-finish line, looking at the fact that maybe Thircolini and stuff had their because I think it's somewhere along the straight, main straight.
It's somewhere, yeah. I think it's between at least the first corner and sector 1, but I think maybe it doesn't update for the whole outlap that they're come out the pits, as we're seeing. But yeah, clearly they haven't got the penalty because the game automatically issued one. You would get quite a hefty penalty if you go over the virtual energy.
What's those L's mean? L29, but then there's some changed. I feel confused.
I do not know. I just don't look at it.
I'm looking at it. I'm distracted by it.
Oh, don't look at it. Not too sure. I mean, it might be laps, but I'm not too sure why some people are.
That's the lap they pitted on.
That's a thing I've wanted for so long in ACC. Oh, it's so good to have these features. I just wish I knew them before I had to open my mouth. That's
actually really useful. Packer was the last one to pit out of the hypers that we could see in the top 9 on lap 30. So very, very late pit compared to everybody else. And Patrick actually lost a few positions in the pit because he pitted quite late as well. Now in 7th position rather than 5th, Tim Vaughan and Peter back ahead of him. So yeah, definitely a change around on there. The GT3s all look to be similar position, except for obviously Reinhardt has gotten ahead, and so same with Hani Kuri, just a little bit ahead of Benjamin Curtis. So yeah, the gaps have changed, but it looks like there's a few battles on the field again, with only Noah Reinhardt just 0.6 behind that Porsche. So it's looking very, very strong out there for Reinhardt tonight.
Yeah, I didn't realize these guys got quite a bit ahead of Benjamin Curtis. I thought he was closer to Hanekori, but might be misremembering that fact. But yeah, definitely on the cards for maybe P4. I'm not too sure if he's going to catch Fercolini if Mr. Reinhardt has got the pace. But we'll see how he goes. Hanekori, very quick driver. I remember it's one of the few drivers I remember from when I last raced in the OR LMU series. I would actually like to be out there, but I don't want to leave the com box if there's no one else going to be replacing me. It would be nice to be out there. I don't know. I can't be 2 places at once. And to be honest, I don't know about you, Loopd, but you're probably a lot fitter than me. But I'm still feeling my, my muscles after just 1 hour of Imola yesterday.
Hey, you didn't race for a little while, so that's all right. But you look, you're here tonight, and that's all that matters.
Participation medal.
But also looking at it, we've got an epic battle on our hands now. It looks like Max Ricker has come up behind Nathan Monks and has caught up a bit. So I'm wondering if Nathan got a little bit caught in traffic, similar to what Max Ricker did have earlier. But the tables have turned. Max Ricker has definitely got more pace at the moment than Nathan Monks on this lap. So we'll see how much he can catch up and whether he can jump back ahead and possibly take that position again. Noel Reinhardt also 0.2 behind currently Hani Curry, so it's very, very, very close, 0.2. So we'll see as they come into the final turn. Looks like a bit of a gap there. I'm not sure he'll get him before T1 or this lap. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like unlike the fun that I was having with the Porsches, the McLaren, because of the lack of the slipstream, you can't just blast past them as easily in this game. But it does look like the McLaren is creeping closer and closer. He's going to duck out to try and force an error, but he definitely won't send it from that far back. He's still about a car length back, but on good form to get closer. And
Max Rick has taken the position, by the way. Sorry to talk over you. Max Rick has taken the position from Nathan Monks. So I'm wondering if Nathan, they're currently battling. It's going on crazy. This is the T1 T1. Nathan Monk's gone for the outside maneuver into the chicane. He's locked up and he's gone wide, so Max Ricker should be able to take it clean now. Nathan Monks will probably drop back a little bit from that exit, but not great for Nathan Monk's race. That's out of the podium for him at the moment.
Yeah, I did see that they had another GT car up ahead as they were going down to Ascara, and we last saw him. And I wonder if maybe there's just a little bit of how we saw maybe, we saw Nathan Monks. He took that position from Max Ricker a long time ago by, just because Max Ricker was stuck behind the car on the exit of Ascara. I wonder if maybe Deja Vu just reared its head there and for swapped roles for those guys. Saw Max Ricker definitely had to run down into on the straight. We saw, Nathan Monks trying to come back and tried to late brake, but the ABS, it's really just really unforgiving on that brake pedal if you push it too hard. And, good effort there from Nathan Monks.
Yeah, well, having a look at it, that's a full second difference on the last lap between Max Ricker and Nathan Monks. So I'm guessing that they're considering the speed of both those two. As we do look in the background, it looks like some more issues of the Scari as the Hypers are trying to get through on the exit. And Tim Vaughan's taken a position from Nathan Monks. So I'm guessing that's what we just saw in the background of that shot there where we're watching the Porsche and the McLaren. Just Tim Vaughan being able to get past Monks, as Monks did have a Mustang and another GT3 on the exit of a Scari. So not going very well for the traffic navigation for Nathan Monks at the moment.
No, I wish I could bring a stream up, because if it is what we can maybe envision, if it did end that way, I'm sure he would have had some choice words. Just been quite frustrated at the situation, probably not at the people, but just how it ended up that way. But delight for Tim Vaughan. He is going to get ahead, but I reckon Nathan might be able to pull himself back together. He's got 6 minutes to try and maybe put in a recovery driver. It looks like these Toyotas kind of just been a bit more energized after the pit stop as well. And I don't think none of them would have changed tires. We've got replay here now. So this is Max Ricker. Yep, so Ricker going up the inside.
Looking very strong there straight through the turn. It looks like he just has more speed carried throughout the turn than Nathan, and he stayed out front. This is where we kind of caught on to their battle as they entered into T1. So obviously a very, very good move from Ricker there, and we'll see if we can find the one from Tim Vaughan where he made the pass, but Nathan Monk's not really wanting to let go. And this is where Nathan Monk's again getting stuck behind GT3s as they go through a Scari, and he's going to once again get a worse exit out of it because of it. So giving Vaughan just a little bit more space against Nathan Monks. You see the time drop now 1.8 seconds rather than 0.8 seconds behind Tim Vaughan there for Nathan Monks. So not going well for him at all at this moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just kind of not working out, and I think just when you lose that rhythm, it just completely falls away. And I wonder if maybe he got a bit of a flat spot from that lockup as well. Didn't really get to see how bad it was, but yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of a sullied up a chance at a podium. 5 minutes to go, anything go wrong. I can see Tim Vaughan may be able to close in on Max Ricker. We'll see what the pace difference is. On last lap, it was a 38.8 for Max Ricker, so he definitely lost out massively. I wonder if it was a bit of an error and out. So, yeah, literally what I was saying before, but it was for Tim Vaughan. But yeah, Nathan Monks just caught right behind the GT cars through Ascari again, and just couldn't carry any speed onto this run to the last corner. And Tim Vaughan just went, thank you very much, and sailed through the middle.
We also see him there get caught behind the Porsche because Tim Vaughan kind of almost boxes him in as they come out, making it so Nathan Monks probably did have to let off on that straight as well to not go up the rear of the Porsche there. So really has not worked out well in the recent few laps for Nathan Monks. But Tim Vaughan is really quickly catching Max Ricker at this stage. 1.7 now behind Max Ricker. He was 2. And this is looking like a spicy battle now as well. Curry just defending off that McLaren, and currently got a hypercar coming in the middle of them, so a little bit of an intervention as well for those two. But Noah Reinhardt clearly went for a move and was defended off quite well there. So it's looking like a good battle here in the last 3.5 minutes of the race. So very excited to see how this does end.
Yeah, it looked like it was going side by side through Lesmo too, and it just maybe been a little bit of touch, just kind of unsettled the McLaren a little bit, just that little bit of front contact, and then the rear becomes light and just had to catch the slide and just killed the momentum. but he's not letting Hanekori get away too much. Be interesting to see. We'll keep an eye on this one as well. As also still watching the times for that top 3 in hypercar. Still waiting for them to cross the line. I think they're just ahead of these guys. So for some reason, I think the last laps maybe don't show up if they're invalid. Hence why what's happening on that one. But it's still going to be a man Ryan leading the way with the fastest lap as well by quite some margin from Lucas Keys, who's going through Lesmo 2 right now. But looking good for first and second, but P3 is still going to be all to choose right now.
Yeah, and once again, it's been a pretty good race between them all. But Ryan, in the hypers, has just done magnificent work. 13 seconds ahead of Lucas Keys, has navigated perfectly around the track today and has managed to do what clearly no other hyper could do, and that's just hold out that lead. And he's got the fastest lap. I didn't even see that. Oh my gosh. And Admiral Name in the GT3 clearly also having a very, very good race, but we cannot discredit Ishan Lele, who had another great race, 28 seconds ahead of third position. So clearly has done all the work to be there. And that has gone very close for Tim Vaughan there, almost going up the back of that McLaren. Not what you want to happen. I believe that was Neil Wood in the McLaren. So yeah, that would have been probably a brown pants moment. We've got another yellow flag on the track. I'm kind of trying to look around around the track to see where it is. I don't see, so maybe all cleared up now. But yeah, Ryan doing really good work today, and a few of the drivers as well being able to pull off some good moves and some good racing today.
Yeah, for sure. We had to, yeah, it's a big. I think I'm not too sure what that yellow was. I was kind of looking on the map, but I think the large gap, the large field that's kind of covering the top, the front straight right now up ahead. It's probably what was one of them all involved, to say the least. But yeah, going along, it looks like that fight for P3 has all started to stretch out a little bit. As saw Tim Vaughan there, just kind of getting a little bit, maybe a little bit deep into the last corner, and just wasn't had to kind of avoid the McLaren. I'm not sure the McLaren was really doing anything wrong in that instance, but going okay. But yeah, the Porsche Hanekori still fending off Noah Reinhardt. Still with that going along nicely, very close, just very evenly matched these two right now. And dare say, the Porsche doing a job. Oh, so late from Noah Reinhardt. He does get it stopped, but gonna get an awful exit, as you can see, and really not gonna help his case for taking P4 of Hanekori there. Luckily, did not to take him out in the process.
Are the brakes as bad as? Yeah, are the brakes as bad as the McLaren in ACC for the McLaren in LMU?
I don't know if I've actually driven it, to be fair. I think I drove it once, but I think that was before I actually drove the McLaren in ACC, so it's kind of moot, actually.
And we do have a comment in the chat just letting us know that the GT3 position 10 was slow out of T1 complex during that yellow, so that is probably what did cause the yellow. But yeah, some good racing, and then it seems like everyone got going pretty quickly, and that seems to be pretty persistent throughout the race. That every time there was a yellow, everyone kind of got on the track pretty safe and quickly. Speaking of yellow flags, there's another one popping up. I'm just trying to see.
Just cut the track there as well, Mr. Vaughan.
Was that Vaughan there going off the track?
I think it was, yeah. Oh,
maybe another car did the exact same thing.
Well. P2.
P2.
Lele. On the main straight between the first and second
lots of
corner.
positions.
Has returned to garage and car 5. What's happened?
No, that would be Lele, because position 5, so it's probably just still showing up as the yellow flag on the back straight, maybe?
Yeah, the dot just hasn't returned to garage. There it is. It's finally on. Oh, I don't know what's happening right now. The HUD was a little bit confusing, but yeah, something's happened to Lele. Lele has died between the...
That's halfway down the straight, so unless there's been a big crash and it's gone all the way through, but that's... Yeah, that's not really what you want to happen, especially so. I was just saying earlier how much Lele has done and how well he's done to be where he is, but that's really not good. It's still showing up in the middle of the track there. Oh, there's another car off. Who's this?
Race is over.
Oh, it's race over. Oh, that stressed me out there. Did not like that at all.
I trust that the race is over, but yeah, I think everyone's cooled down. But Lele definitely wasn't in the case.
So that would have been the last lap of the race, or second last lap of the race.
Yeah. Oh my
no.
goodness. What's happened to Shanlele? The DNF, and they were just holding down that P2, but regardless, well, congratulations to Eman Ryan and Lucas Keys and Max Rickard for making up the top 3 of the Hypercar field. Top Romo, Demiano Fecklini, and Hani Curry going to get recently promoted into P3. Well, that's gonna. These guys are still going, so it's still these guys are going on the last lap right now. So maybe I should don't count my chickens just yet. But he's going to be Demiano P2 and Hani Curry P3 with 2 Porsches potential on the podium. Oh no, Mr. Reinhardt, you could have nearly had that podium, but it's a damn good effort, damn good result, I have to say, for Reinhardt as well. And oh dear, what a shot.
And Ryan Anderson in the chat letting us know that Peter P is out of gas. So Peter, who was up there in the hypers, I believe in 7th or something, has run out of gas and is slowly making his way around the track. I think he's hasn't passed the finish line yet, so he's just slowly going. I think he's just going to have to pull off and stop
Vaughn's
there.
Coming around, please.
Oh, surely Tim Vaughan. Give us a Lightning McQueen.
Go on. You. Boo that man.
He's returned to garage. A bit sad, but yeah, what a way for that to end. Few cars not being able to finish. So Lele
for not pushing Mr. Puppy.
Lele not making it, and a few others not really making it there to the end. But it was a good race, and there was quite a few good moments, a few slides, and it seems like that was one of my favourites of the LMU races so far.
Yeah, it was a great race, and I have to say, to be fair, it's Monza. There's a lot of straights, but there was a lot of a very clean race overall. There wasn't too many incidents like at Silverstone. We had a few incidents with hypercars filtering through the traffic. I think the track is kind of also very conducive to that, but everyone was quite well behaved here, I have to say, and I think it was a great job and great race by Eman Ryan to get that lead back. And from the start, I think it qualified P3. It qualified P2, fell down to P3 at the end of the first lap as Patrick Johnson took the lead, but then ended up coming out on top with that just superior pace.
Before I do the announcement for what's happening next, because I assume everyone knows already, any driver of the day for you there?
Striptease. What?
Oh, whoa. Any driver of the day there for you, Cam?
I feel bad. I just want to give it to Eshad Lele just to give him something after all of that. But I don't know. Even like Harry Lawrence, but I just have to give it to. Gonna be more plain and boring, but Eman Ryan did the best job out there, and the result represented that.
Damn, you stole my one. I was going to say Patrick for that comeback after the spin or something earlier on. But GT3-wise, I think I'll put my one in and you have to give it to Emerald Name so far ahead. And Ishan Lele probably would have had it had he survived that last lap. I'm not too sure what happened there. Couldn't get to the replay time, sadly, but that's what it is. But to announce what we do have coming up, just stick around if you do want to see some epicness. The guys at the Bathurst 12-hour currently, who are camping right now, are going to be live from the mountain. So you'll have Liam Hamilton and Matt Madden, who are currently there. And thanks to the great Mike Group, we've got it set up. So they're live from the mountain. And Aiden Squires will be sitting at home in the booth, ready to catch up with if for all the situations and all the fun. So do stick around, enjoy the thing. And we found out what did happen to Lele. The game froze. Oh no! The driver of the day. You got the driver of the day for me. But yeah, so do stick around for Live from the Mountain, and we'll be back. Oh, one more thing. Oh, we got the wheel spin. Let's see who gets the Thermaltake
the broadcaster doesn't win like the other time.
Oh, please. But here we go. We are about to.
Spin the wheel.
Here we go. As it spins around for the Thermaltake $50 gift card. We're slowing down. Who are we going to get? Choritos, good man. He's won a $50 e-gift card from Thermaltake.
Yeah, thank you, collected from Mount Panorama, by the way.
Thank you, Thermaltake, for sponsoring all this. It's been very, very fun. And yeah, congratulations to John Choritos. I'll make sure to message him. It is now time for a short break. We'll be back very, very soon. Again, live from the mountain for Split Red. Please enjoy.
Well done, boys.
Good job, Loopy.
What a race! What a race! That was so good.
That was a great race to call. I had a lot of fun.
check the Bathurst chat. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your Thursday night of racing. Tonight's a little bit different. I'm Matt Madden, and I'm here tonight. Sitting right across from me is Liam Hamilton. We've both got a beer. Cheers, mate. It's absolutely wonderful to be here with you. Tell everyone that's listening exactly what's going on tonight.
We are huddled on the floor of a pop-out camper, but this is the first time I've been able to look Matt in the eyes, and it's wonderful.
But it's not just the two of us. We've got Glenn on the cameras, and we've also got Aiden Squires on tonight with us in the background. Give the audience a bit of a hello, Aiden.
G'day, guys. How's it going?
Mate, very, very well. It's so good to have you. But again, it's like a Delcom commercial, but wait, there's more. We've got a whole bunch of people behind us as well that are whooping and cheering and promise us that they'll be throwing slander throughout the entire stream tonight.
I thought they were crying already.
Well, you know, it's a bit of a soap opera here. It's a bit of, you know, we've had our dramas. We got here, well, I got here a little bit late. You've been here for hours. You've set up correctly, but, you know, I came in flying late, just like everything else I do in life. So here we are tonight. And mate, we're at Imola. We've got 9 minutes, 41 seconds left of qualifying.
Absolutely.
Talk us through this track. You love a hater?
I love this track. I don't know if anyone saw last night, but apparently I do quite well here. No, it's a big fan for me. I used to drive this track all the time in the original AC, pretty much any chance I got. So, yeah, big fan of this one. And yeah, it's a bit of a challenge here for these drivers early this morning. Very much the opposite of what we've got outside here tonight. 6 a.m. in the morning, the sun in just a moment is going to be blinding everyone up into Peratella there, into turn 7. Fast track will probably go optimum here pretty quickly, but definitely a big challenge for these drivers.
Yeah, I do love an early morning race, and it's only fitting that we're at, you know, the actual Mount Panorama, broadcasting live from Reed and Solomon Park, where, you know, we just had the iconic, you know, ACC OOR 12 hour
we did
just the other week, and mate, the morning stint doing the sunrise over the mountain is something to behold.
It's really special. It's probably also about the same temperature here as it is in game currently. It is absolutely freezing. It is blowing a gale. But yeah, would not have it any other way. This is probably one of my favorite things I've done for OR so far. So hopefully if all goes well tonight, it'll be a spectacle for sure.
Liam is quick here. No way. The comments coming in early. Can't believe it. The legend lives. Liam Hamilton, good at Imola. Say it as it's so.
I mean, I didn't get a 39 in quali, so I don't know if we can call it that good, but yeah, it's all right. It's a good track, and the Aston absolutely loves it here as well, which I jumped in last night. As we can already see, Cooley's gone into the 39s, and I would expect nothing less from him.
Absolutely. I was watching him do a couple of laps last night on a private practice server, and it did seem like he was just inching ever so close to the 38s, which is unbelievable.
That's absolutely wild. I don't understand. I don't understand, but
no one does, man. No one does. We've had a special request coming through from the man on the cameras to actually just rev up Cooley here. Never submits a livery. A bit of a counter offer, or a counterpoint. I've seen his latest in-game livery. I don't think we want to see that. You know, I'm not going to get into the details of it, but it's really not something that I'd want.
At least the black car is inoffensive. You can't really offend too many people with that. I've seen some of the liveries these guys like to run, and yeah, it's a sight for sore eyes, that's for sure.
Yeah, realism takes a back seat on the good old liveries from Dink Donk. But yeah, tonight here we've got Mansell here. I love talking about Damo as
your boy.
Him just my boy, my man. We raced in the Bathurst 12 hour with him. I cannot shut up about this guy. Love to watch him race. Incredible that this is his first ever league series. He's there. He's 1.6. We're operating on a tiny screen here, but it's 1.6 seconds. I think the gap to Cooley at the moment. So maybe we're going to see something similar to what we saw last week, or the week before, which is that Cooley kind of just runs away with it.
He does tend to do that. That is kind of what he's known for, I think. But yeah, not only have we got a tiny screen, we've also got a microphone blocking half of it, so we'll do our best here to bring you what we can see.
We are flying blind.
Yeah, a little bit, but if Matt talks too much, I've got the buttons next to me to shut him up, so we can always count on that at least.
That's fair. Yeah, Chris Cooley will be the first one to tell everyone that I have a degree in Yaponomics. I don't remember obtaining that, nor do I have the HEC which I feel pretty thankful for. So,
benefit.
Liam can shut me up whenever he chooses, which is the benefit tonight.
Absolutely, but yeah, we've got Mansell here up in P2 in silver, P1 in silver class. So as Jacob Weatherburn does that just ahead, I think that is 1.4 seconds behind Chris Cooley. I don't know if we're going to get anyone. Can we get anyone within a second of Cooley? I mean, I'd like to think that we can get that. This track has just gone optimum. So these times will start coming in pretty quick, I would say, here in these last 6 minutes of the session, as Mansell's been dropped down to P4, also being beaten by Mateen. God, this leaderboard is hard to see from this tiny screen. But yeah, also in silver class, so a strong showing from the silver boys here.
Luke's telling us we could run a podcast. Again, mate, I talk enough as it is. We don't need to give me an excuse. But yeah, really, really strong field here. And it has to be said, we've got the real world Bathurst 12 hour on this weekend. A lot of people from OOR are up at this event. So it's impressive that we've attracted just this many cars. A few of them coming out of, fresh out of the LMU race just before, which was at Monza. But now we're operating strong as Liam looks around and makes sure that the tent that we're currently huddled in is not going to collapse. I think it's okay.
Hasn't blown over yet, but it's looking like it might. So if we go quiet, you know what's happened. But yeah, can we fly the commentators to the correct track next time? Look, if it's on OR, we get business flights out to wherever we're going. I'm totally down for that.
I'd take economy plus.
Yeah, absolutely. This is weird looking Matt in the eyes and commentating, but I love it so much.
It feels intimate.
The vibe is different. I like the vibe though. It's good. It's good.
It feels right. I think I'm gonna have to go up to Newcastle for every future commentary session we have. This is just
You're more than welcome.
Doing it. I'll be seeing you there, South Sydney to Newcastle. This is the way it's done.
Absolutely. So we've got more silver class going into P2 and P3 as Underwood and Mateen there. So we 1.1 seconds away from Chris Cooley, so still not quite into might be very close into the 40s there if my maths is right. But yeah, strong show for silver class. We've also got Sam there. That is the last name in Pro Am there up into P6. So a lot of pro boys towards the bottom with Johnson there and Thurcolini. So we're waiting for them to get some quicker laps in here, but we'll see what happens with that one. Maybe they're just invalidating there. As a few corners, you can easily validate. Someone's off into the dirt. That is not where you want to be, into the Variante, not Villeneuve. I can't remember the corner name. I don't have them up in front of me.
I'm gonna leave that with you.
I know what the corners are. It's very,
Aiden, tell us.
It's Variante and Tamburello.
Tamburello, that's the one. I know you got Tossa, Piratella. Oh boy, we're getting live shots in here from Blake.
This is incredible in my crumpled Great Northern hoodie, not a sponsored post. At least Liam's in a Bathurst 12-hour t-shirt.
I am.
This is good. You know, we
Appropriately equipped.
Yeah, this is good.
Beer in hand, no other way.
No other way. So there's your photo, everyone. We are really here, and this is not just a big ruse. So I guess that would be the ruse of all time.
It would really be.
Imagine if we were over in WA with Mr. Squires.
Oh, now we're talking.
There we go. How good's that?
That is prime commentary right there.
I said it couldn't happen, but here we are. Little
You guys
tiny
are welcome
laptop.
to come here for Barbagallo if you want.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time.
Absolutely. But the sad thing is, it's much nicer than the setup that I normally run at home. So it doesn't feel posh, but I bet I sound posh.
Yeah, so Glenn has just pointed out, rightfully so, that Cricky is actually going to treat us to a bit of a DJ set.
Yep.
On the old Spinster decks after this one. Any genres that anyone would like to have come through after the stream, please let us know. We've got 2 minutes and 38 seconds left of qualifying. Not too much movement in the last couple of laps. We have just seen Mansell pull over there. But yeah, kick call out. So I know you're never supposed to trust someone with a first name for a last name, but Sam's actually done pretty well here to get up in the top 10 in the Pro-Am category. That's a pretty good time, sitting only 1.85 behind the lap set by Cooley.
Yeah, not bad at all, with just over 2 minutes left in the session. I think Cooley's actually gone faster there. It's now 39.4, so we're well into the mid-39s, which is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, as we can see that sun now. That sun is going to be troubling these drivers big time throughout these quality laps, especially up into turn 7 in Piratella. You won't be able to see the brake markers. You won't be able to see anything. You kind of just have to turn in and guess. And a few other spots, Aqua Minerale is not too bad because it's in that compression. But yeah, this sun is going to be in an absolutely awful spot. And somehow we do have stable internet. It is off of Matt's hotspot on his phone. So
Thank you, Vodafone. Never thought I'd say that.
No, first time for everything, right? As we see Chalmers here tucked up behind another Porsche there, hoping for a little bit of slipstream. Hopefully it doesn't get held up. Does he improve? He does, up to P8 there. Still 1.6 seconds away from Chris Cooley.
So is Chris actually at home? Like
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
Chris
right.
Chris is at home. So he was... But, all right, so I feel like there's a bit of a story to tell here as we just watch the last minute of qualifying. Keep an eye on that delta, though, because we are on board with Mateen. But yeah, so Cooley is actually setting up. It'd have to be close to a world first. At an endurance event, he is setting up a DIY sim rig. There's a generator here about, like 30 meters to my right. There's a rig, half a rig we've got in the back of one of our guys' cars. We've got Moser pedals, an entire like A-frame rig. And then we've got a laptop coming, Fanatec base, Fanatec wheel.
I think Noski's brought his wheelbase up, right, if I understand correctly. That's why isn't he here racing in it now? That's what I don't understand.
I was just going to ask the same question. He's got everything it needs, it sounds like.
Yeah, too right, Squirrels. So we were talking to Chris and we were saying, come on, Cooley, you gotta race here. You gotta wheel the rig out and then race from here. But he was worried about the old internet problem.
That is a fair concern.
Yeah, I've done it on mobile hotspot once before and regretted probably about 99% of it. But the other side of it is he's actually picking up his GTR. So Donk's, Cooley's GTR is quite a well-known car.
I think so, yes, definitely.
So he's picking that up from Sydney because it's had its gearbox redone again.
No.
Yep. And he will be driving that out. So if you are at Bathurst over the next couple of days, please come up and see the good old GTR. It'll be parked here at Reed and Salmon, sites 924 through 926, something like that. You'll see us here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just watched Mateen there. Gained a little bit of time into the first of the Revatzes, but just lost that on exit. Unfortunately, did not approve there. So we're on board with Luca Giacomin. I haven't seen that name up yet, but he's jumped up to P4. Still Underwood up in P3 for Silver Class. That is a very, very strong showing there. Giacomin pretty much zero on the Delta as we come up the run into Piratella. But not really gaining too much time there. That Delta is basically flat zeros. Thurkalini just getting out of the way. We're not sure what's going on there, whether he's bailed on his lap because he's run out of fuel, or maybe he's invalidated at Piratella. We don't know. Giacomin on the slide. That's running very, very wide. Gets it pulled up out of Aqua Minerale, not too far up to the left. Don't invalidate that one. Moves over to the right into Variante Alta. The sun there, bright in the eyes, braking at the side of the curve, flying over the curb. How much is he going to take? Takes a lot there, takes a fair bit there. The Ferrari not too bad. Keeps it valid and on the track. He's gaining time out of there. That was a good, strong running out of the chicane. So we come over the crest into the first of the Revatzes there. He's up almost 2 tenths. We've got a yellow flag ahead. The car just pulling off the road there. 2 tenths. He's picking up time. Is he going to hold it? We need get a good exit here, not running too wide. It's almost 3 tenths up. That exit looks like it is pretty solid. It's just the run now. Hold it tight to the right-hand side, further down to the line, and he's going to improve there. Is that going to put him up a position? Up into P2, still 1.2 seconds away from Cooley. Can we just talk about that for a second? That is absurd.
That's a hell of a run. And, to anyone out there that says that you cannot hit curves in a Ferrari, just go back and watch that. Giacomin took just about every meaty curve that he could find, cutting as much track as possible, as you so can in ACC quite a lot of the time. So great lap from there. Your top 5 actually sit there at Cooley, Giacomin, Weatherburn as well up there in the forward. Then we've got Underwood and Mateen rolling out your top 5 before Michael Rosser up there as well. Zach Warren, we got Barker there as well. Thurkalini and Mansell rounding out your top 10. This is going to be a pretty good little race. We've got, looks like sort of 25, 28 plus races on the grid here tonight, which is pretty damn impressive.
Fitness staring over my shoulder.
Vintner mashing it, what looks to be a double quarter pounder.
Cannot go wrong.
Appearance. Benny, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience tonight?
Jeez, you really put me on the spot here.
Yeah, no pressure.
What's our grid looking like?
Pretty good, actually. Strong showing for Silver Class there. We've got that 4 drivers from Silver Class within the top 10, so pretty good grid, especially for the lower classes.
Cooley end up getting in a 39?
Yeah, well and truly. Yeah, 39.4, I think it was. 1.1 seconds.
Where do you think, based on the times, Benny, we've got you as a guest speaker, where do you think you would appear on this grid?
Yeah.
Surely you got to say P1, right?
I think my time last night, we've got...
I can tell you what it was. I remember what it was. I think it was a 40.6, I think.
What got me second on this grid, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still a second off.
I think I could have gotten to the 39s if I didn't invalidate, but...
Aiden's telling you that you reckons you should have shot for P1. Low 39.
Yeah.
Low 39.
Maybe.
Easy, right?
we got to take Mr. Vintner. Seasoned racer. There's my man Dave Stevenson on the left of the
rocking the Pidgey liveries. Love to see that.
To see it. Yeah, Glenn's going to get us moving down. Monster livery, OOR on the right. Big custom logo. We'd love to see it. A couple. That looks like Jack Miller on the right there. Classic, almost a PG livery, but not. He's we're trying to bring him over. Just put the big logo on the side, but he has got the colour scheme. Got a Kovacs Polaroid car on the right there. Some great looking green liveries at the back.
Nice and bright.
Yeah, you're not missing those ones. Have a go at how deep this field is. Anyone that says this is a dead game, you're dead wrong. This is amazing that we get this many people on a game this incredible after this long. The 3M AMG on the left there as well. Car 16, beautiful. And then that looks like a Rosser in the Ferrari at the back there.
What's he doing back there? Wasn't he up in the top 10 earlier?
Well, there is two Rossers. We get Mike and Callum. So
of course.
I reckon that's Callum up the back.
Yeah.
I know a Rosser car when I see one. I've already finished my quarter pounder, but smelling a second one makes me want a second one.
I had one for lunch, and it was not a good one. So I'll pass on the quarter pounder for now. I think there was so much grease dripping into that thing. It was running down my arms. It was all sorts of horrible.
Do we want to go over the format for tonight's race, boys?
Talk us through it, Aiden. Yeah, give it to us.
Yeah. So tonight we've got obviously the 1 hour race. We can see up the top, and there's going to be one mandatory stop with fixed refueling. So it's going to be a choice for the drivers whether they want to take tyres in the stop, but because of the fixed refueling time, that's going to play a little bit more of a role. Obviously, the splash and dash won't be as effective here. So what are your guys' opinions on who's going to take tyres and who isn't?
Just say that one more time for us, Squirrels. It just cut out briefly on us. We'll call it the mobile hotspot.
I was just saying, who do you think is going to take tyres and who do you think isn't going to take tyres?
It's a tough one.
The deciding factor.
Look, it's hard to say who will and who won't. I think it really depends on where you are in the race at the moment. It's easy to come with a plan. Yes, I will. Yes, I won't. But it really ebbs and flows. You might be stuck behind someone and want to try and dump them and get some track position, so you opt to not take tyres, or you might have more than a 5-second gap to the car behind, and you kind of think then at that point it's a no-brainer to take tyres. So it really depends on where you are on track and what your goal is. But Imola, it's not too hard on the tyre, so you can definitely get away with still carrying plenty of pace and not changing tyres. So yeah, it really depends on where you actually are. Very much a mid-pack pro-am, I can confidently tell you that I'm taking any advantage I can get in the form of time. So I would not be taking tyres. I would be fueling up to the max here at the start. A little 3-litre dump and run in the old pits there. But that's me personally, because I choose, I think I've already mentioned this a couple of times. I'm a bit of a Sid the Sloth. I choose life. For me, it's an endurance sport. I just got to stay in it. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we'll definitely see. I reckon Cooley's going to take tyres. I think Cooley's going to have enough gap to safely cover that 5 seconds.
Definitely, he'll be looking for purple lap if he doesn't have it by that point already. So maybe we might even see a splash and dash at the end, reminiscent of Benny the Big Show V, wherever he is behind me at the Bathurst 12 hour. Taking, he was a little bit further down the ranks. They didn't have the best day, but did take very, very low fuel and fresh tyres towards the end and managed to steal that purple lap with only a few minutes to go as we assemble here. Squires, given you're at home, talk us through the race start.
All right, boys, I'll take it away. Although I do feel a bit bad taking it off you guys, considering you have a generational setup here. But we'll run down at the start-finish straight. Chris Cooley and Luca Giacomo are going to be taking us away from the front row. It is quite a delayed start here, so they're probably going to get held back. Still going. The Honda's dropping back off the back of the Ferrari a little bit, so he'll have to make up some ground. But here we go, green. And Chris Cooley already just moving away from that Ferrari. There's already a bit of contact between Ford and the Ferrari. It's getting very tight in that sort of third row back. They're 3 wide going into T1. Let's hope for not too much death. And Jacob Weatherburn and Lucas Giacomo's gone around. There's a big accident in there. Oh no.
That is Weatherburn backwards. I think Giacomo was off. That is absolute carnage. We are still 3 wide here as we come into turn 5. That is the Villeneuve chicane. Oh, we're going 3 wide. Somehow we're still alive. Oh, that green. Is that a McLaren? I think that is there. Just getting a little bit sideways into turn 7, into the Tosa hairpin. Still side by side further towards the back. That was a bit of a hairy start. We are still 2 by 2 by 2. It is Noah's Ark around Imola.
Yeah, absolutely. So they come up. We're firmly keeping an eye on mid-pack there. We've got Simon here, and we're switching to Pete Viney. Pete Viney coming in late on the brakes, hard up the arse of the BMW in front of him, of Simon. So this is going to be interesting as we see here. A great place to make moves. This is probably one of my favourite little corner complexes, just in any track anywhere. Such a cool little double right that you get there. Great spot for it to, okay, it's a dive bomb if you're going for an overtake there, but hey, sometimes they're necessary as we come through the chicane. Look at everyone eating that curb, Liam. This is, this is the suspension model or not. Be damned. Look at them all just chewing that up.
That's what you got to do to get pace out of this track, unfortunately. And some of these cars not liking that curb as much as it may look at the moment. But we'll see how this goes. Rob Underwood's one out of that horrendously. He's now on P2. I think he started P5 there, so he's gained a couple of spots from the carnage that we saw there. I'm just looking to see where some of these other cars have come out. Giacomo's dropped down into 10th, so I think he was one that we saw on the outside of turn 2, turn 3 there. Rob Underwood with plenty of clean air around him there, and Cooley has already 3.8 seconds?
Julie's
my God.
Someone's lit a fire under him and he's just gone on the run. This is ridiculous. I think that'll be the last time we see Chris Cooley this entire race until he maybe catches the back of the field.
I was about to say, he's going to lap the whole field at this rate. That is absolutely absurd there. As we see Warren in the 222 Porsche up into P3. A couple of silver cars probably about where they were before. But yeah, that was a very intense start. I wonder if hopefully we get a replay here from Glenn of that start and just see what happens there. But
we've just had a message in from Ben Curtis as well in the stewards box, dialing in live, letting us know that we've had 6 reports halfway through the first lap. Wow. Ben, we are we're having a beer in solace for you. This is it's upsetting. There's a lot going on here, but this is what this kind of track, it's the racing that it attracts to.
They're well and truly making up for what we didn't do last night. I think we kept it pretty clean last night, but they are making up for it. The stewards are going to be very busy there. Those hamster wheels are going to be spinning very quickly.
What was that we say about split red, Aiden? something, split red, split dead, split
what
blood.
What did I call it the other night? Split dead? Yeah.
Oh, I think it's very live tonight, to be honest, after that start we've seen. And with the amount of cars on the track, as Matt was alluding to before, I think ACC's still got a bit of life left in it. But yeah, Chris Cooley just absolutely launched off the blocks there and managed to kind of get past Giacomo before they even got to T1. So he got through that little kerfuffle, which I hope we can get a replay of soon. And that's just allowed him to obviously just scamper off.
Sure. And interesting. So we've actually had, maybe we can get some bets going in chat. How much will Cooley win this by? So we watch a bit of a replay here. This is turn 1. This is the incident with Giacomo and Weatherburn. So, that's more. The old righty-tighty just hit the front of it and straighten you up and on your way. Just get away, have a bit of damage, but relatively unscathed compared to Weatherburn, who will be back to the back of this racing pack now.
Yeah, I don't know. He got pretty hard, hit pretty hard from the side there. I think that's going to be a pretty sad Ferrari. There's not going to be loving life in that one at all. It looks like Weatherburn just clipped a lot of the inside of the curve there at T1 and unfortunately speared into the side of Giacomo. So we'll see as we see another yellow flag there into the T7 hairpin. I think that is. That one is Michael Rosser there, unfortunately, just going for a bit of a spin. Not sure if he did that one on his own or he's been assisted around, but yeah, that's going to drop him right to the back of the field.
Yeah, I'd say he might have been assisted around there. The beam is pretty hard to spin at that section of the track. It tends to like getting out of hairpins, bogs a little bit, kind of similar to the Aston, I suppose, out of those lower speed corners. So just avoid the stewards are not with us, I promise. They're working away at their home offices, definitely keeping an eye on what's going on while we, the commentators, drink beer here at Bathurst.
Couldn't have it any other way. As we see Weatherburn, where is that? Is that peak? Wow, we have a huge grid there. I didn't realize how many cars are in this grid. That is absolutely awesome to see. That is crazy. That's nearly a full split. That's absolutely insane. That is a great effort, everyone, especially considering that I feel like half of OR is already up here with us. So that is amazing to see as we see Weatherburn's been dropped back behind Sam O'Brien all the way back to P30. That is not the start that he would have wanted to have had, so he's going to have a lot of work ahead of him now to try and pull back up towards the top 10.
Yeah, for sure. Some interesting call-outs as well. We've got Roy Ankin actually surging up the pack. He's now mid-pack at position 16 in the Pro-Ams. Will be relatively high up that order. But I think Sam's still probably running away with it, sitting relatively top 5. But have a look at this little battle pack here. Bit iffy under brakes there. We've got some cars darting close to others. It's such a feely point of the track, that, right? Like, there's no defined brake markers, and you really are just looking for any kind of indicator as well. We've got 2 cars off, Beamer and a Porsche. Very, very interesting tight spot to go off. Not really where you wanted to. Oh,
There's more! Oh, that Lambo is close. Oh my god. Lambo taking absolutely no prisoners. I think that's Luke Marvel there that has been spun. There's another Aston off in the background there. Wow, they are really making up for it.
absolute scenes here as we come out of otherwise, it's a pretty benign little hairpin, but if you take it, as a battle pack of 6 with everyone trying to make moves, I think we had 2 cars look for a move up the inside there at the one hairpin.
And I think all of them went off.
Yeah, and the grimace on the face of Dan Benefield behind me just says it all. This is not a good racing moment, but here we are, back on board with Luke Marvel, who is firmly now at the back of the pack in position 37. Again, position 37, almost a full split, so it'll be interesting to see. He's a relatively good driver, he's pretty quick, so it'll be interesting to see where he can work back to this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Put all the way back. He's in 1.5 seconds behind the next car ahead of him. So that's there's another car off in the background. There's another Porsche there. So Porsche doing Porsche things over the curbs potentially. We'll try and get a replay there of that turn 7 incident for you guys as we see Carl Johnson here in the Polaroid moment. The street is too small. I'll stop trying to read the small details. That is definitely Carl Johnson though in the Porsche behind Damiano Thurcolini there, right up behind there trying to fight for P5. Porsche against Porsche. So it's going to be pretty even Stevens there with Damian Mansell there up into P4, so he has benefited massively out of this lot so far.
Yeah, well, he is my man. So surging up the back now has actually benefited from all that chaos, but we're back on board here with Johnson as well in this little Polaroid moment in the Porsche up here. Doing extremely well, sitting tied up to Thurcolini. Just over half a second gap there. We've got Joel Teo chasing them down, but 2.13 seconds behind, so a bit of a hefty gap there.
Matt just saying in chat, we sure Bathurst isn't the only place the beers are flowing. I think the stewards are going to need something more than beer at this race. They're going to be on the hard stuff. Yeah, they're going to be on the hard stuff in the next 5 minutes. Well and truly, as we see the first penalty roll in, we're going to get a replay here. So that bright green BMW there just, squeezing the Porsche to the inside, nowhere to go with that Porsche. There's going to be contact, and I think there's going to be more carnage in behind there. Is it the rejoin? No, the rejoin's okay. Oh no, he swoops it up, and Luke Marvel, around he goes. Oh, that's taking a flipping action. Oh my god, big sideways moment. That Lambo getting really close to tagging the back of Marvel there. Wow.
It's just, we haven't had enough to drink for this level of car.
I need another one.
Yeah, I do need another one. We are approaching the second piss. We may need a brief commentary break as we move. Oh no, here's the commentary break.
The bot coming back in here. We'll come back to that one in a second there. Carl Johnson. Oh, a little bit of lag. I'm not sure if that's on our side there. Carl Johnson's got right up behind Damiano. Oh, goes to the inside. Shows the nose. That is a big weave there. But no room to get past. Damiano shuts the door and makes sure that he's not getting past at Tosa.
In the background here, scenes at Mount Panorama. The actual Mount Panorama Benefield is playing as a bit of Tokyo Drift music as we watched Luke Marvel spinning around there out of the hairpin. Not a good spot to be, and that rejoin, it's going to leave a lot to desire.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I don't think he intended to do that. Looks like he just got on the bumps and spun the wheels around. I feel like every time I look behind me, there is a bigger and bigger crowd that keeps forming. So we have got a live audience here tonight as well, not as if it wasn't good enough as it was. So we see there Carl Johnson still right at the back of Damiano over the curve around tails. It looks like it is an awkward bounce off that curve. They're running a bit wide. It's going to drop him a little bit of time there. Just pointing out there in the chat, there is 12 seconds between Cooley and Underwood there. It's Cooley now. I'm sorry. What? Just that.
Cooley's just beating his quality lap by a 10th.
This man needs to be studied. No, I don't have words. I don't know how to continue from there. That is absolutely wild.
I don't know whether we get special provisions for being in person here at we'll call it an OOR event maybe. But there are calls for any stewards that are listening. It's being called for that Cooley gets a drive-through. Can we give it to him and see what happens? Can we just see whether he can still? I think he's still got it. I think it's not going to make a difference.
I think
Yeah,
we
I
need
think
Glenn
so.
to put some commands in for some plus 150 kilos.
Yeah, actually, get a bit of ballast in. Okay.
Success balance just for Cooley.
How much? I'm going to talk to the peanut gallery behind us here. How much ballast do we think would actually make a difference for Cooley? Betterfield's gone 200 kilos. We've got Graham Hill behind us. Plus 40. Graham's got, I think...
He's going to need more than that.
Reasonable. 40's the max. Okay.
Where there's a will, there's a way, Glenn.
Insider information there. 40's the max. Graham Hill given Cooley the absolute maximum ballast. I still think he's got it. I don't think... And watching him drive this track last night in a brief little bit of stream sort of...
There he is.
And there he is. Look at him way out in front, just running his own race. He's just hot lapping for the next 48 minutes.
Yeah, he's got no paint. His car's extremely light. He needs ballast just to cover the lack of paint on this car.
The slipstream and the aerodynamics of it, it's just something to be studied. But the way this, I say it every friggin' week, the way this man drives, it's literally lock to lock and then lock up your brakes and then just skid around every tight little hairpin. Yeah, he's got this game mastered.
I need to have a word with him tomorrow, I think. I see what he does because I don't understand it.
He will be here. So
I know.
Have that word in.
I'm looking forward to it.
We're seeing some penalties come through. Kiri gets a little 5 seconds for an earlier incident there as well. But we're now on board with Thurcolini sitting in 5th. He's two and a half seconds behind Mansell there. We're ignoring the gap between Cooley and Underwood. Underwood surging ahead of the pack as well.
Oh, side by side into turn 1. That is going to be Slade. Sorry, not Slade. Johnson. Carl Johnson there in the Porsche right behind him. He's going to get a run. We're going to get side by side into Variante Villeneuve. It's not really the place you want to make a move. Oh, Damiano is squeezing him towards the inside, not leaving him any space at all. He has no choice to back out. Damiano is getting wide, though. He's going to put him on the outside. There's still a squeeze. There might be a little bit of a touch there. He's trying to get Carl Johnson to go around the outside of the Tosa hairpin, and that is a really difficult move to make, and he holds on there. That is super tight racing from these two.
Yeah, so well done there from Thurks. What an incredible way to hold it. Porsche on Porsche action. If you've ever seen it, this is great. Yeah, the old ducking and weaving, it's such a good little spot of the track for it, and Imola kind of attracts it more than anyone else, particularly in those sort of first 3 or 4 corners. A lot of chances to sort of, switch the inside, the outside, and go for the duck and weave, and really, really well executed there by Thurks. Well done.
Yeah, a lot of chicanes, a lot of sort of places to just show the nose and try. Oh, that is going to be very wide there. Carl Johnson's going to cut across. Does it? Oh, the rejoin is safe there. Carl Johnson just going way too deep into the Variante Alta there and just drops back now a couple of seconds. That one's going to put a bit of dampener on that battle, but he's definitely going to have the pace there, so I'm sure we'll see him climb back up there. I'm not sure if we saw it come through on stream. We may have done as Turab Bank there. I think he's got a 15-second penalty for one of those earlier incidents.
So fair. We've got a question in the chat from our man Aiden, who's running the booth and everything back home. Thank you so much, Squires. But it's a question of who we think is going to actually win the the real life racing sort of thing of the Bathurst 12 Hour that we're at. Where's your head at?
I don't know. That's going to be a tough one to see. There's such a crazy number of drivers here as we see. Giacomo's now caught up to the back of these two. Seeing where that Ferrari's got a lot of pace. He's right. Oh, he turns him.
Oh,
he turned him.
Jeez.
Giacomo on the back of Chalmers there and turns him round to turn 3.
Glenn, the peanut gallery behind us is requesting a specific and special replay just for them. So as you twiddle your thumbs on that, we'll continue commentating about what's going on. for that incident. They were
we will certainly get one of those for these guys.
They definitely weren't talking amongst themselves rather than watching the stream. I can't believe it, guys.
What do we got? We got like 7 people behind us right now. This is.
Oh, it's trophy.
Yeah, this is okay. I think it was more what I looked before, I'm sure, but
lost Leo. It is getting really good.
It's very cold. It's much nicer in here. Mansell, a 15-second penalty for collision on lap 3 there.
That makes a bit of sense. He could have actually turned one of the cars ahead of him there on lap 3. There was a bit of a kerfuffle there. We've got more cars rocking up. This is excellent. More viewers to the stream in real life. We watched the tent buffet around us. The wind here at Mount Panorama is no joke, as opposed to the sunny little Imola. We've got more OORs rocking up. Aiden, I know that you're not here with us, but we can talk you through. We've got Adam Lewis, who is an academy driver, not dialing in tonight, actually rocking up in person, taking a photo of the booth. We'll have more of that circulating. But Aiden, what are you seeing on track?
Oh, look, I just asked about the 12-hour winner because I thought we might get a break from the action as Giacomin again goes
Not at all.
T1, but yeah, there's
contact. More contact
as well. Jeez.
Oh.
I have a feeling Giacomin might be receiving some slaps on the wrist for what's just occurred.
Yeah, he needs to calm that one down a little bit. I think that is just too aggressive trying to make positions up there. So we do get a replay. Guys, you're watching. replay. Well, they're all trying to introduce themselves. As we see Giacomo, they're getting too much for a run, just turning him out of the way there. That is unfortunate for Chalmers.
See what I'm all for elbows out racing, but that one's a bit of, we're headbutting people out of the way. This is no good yet. The train says Benefield, he's making the motions with the arm for the locomotion. This is no good.
Yeah, as Glenn just pointed out there is a lot of damage to the front of that Ferrari as well. So we'll see when he comes into the pits whether he elects to repair that damage. It's probably 5 to 10 seconds or so, just by looking at the amount of damage on that. Maybe not quite a chicken, as Damiano would say, but it's getting close.
I am going to take 2 minutes to direct some people at the campsite, so I'm going to leave Aiden and Liam just to chaperone this little event for 2 minutes while I go and A, grab another beer, and then B, chaperone people into their sites.
In that order.
Get him some room so he can actually get out of here, because we are cocooned in here. Giacomin, he's going to couple a few penalties from that. We'll leave that to the stewards, as we see now Carl Johnson is caught right back up to the back of Damiano Thurcolini, as I'm getting the one and only Michael Crick joining me here in the booth. You figure out how to pop on some headphones there.
Oh, we're off on the grass while you're looking over.
No room being given. That is super tight racing between the two of them there, and I think that is going to be Carl Johnson ahead of Damiano there.
Ooh, flashes of George Russell versus Valtteri Bottas going up there a couple years ago, putting people on the grass and having a bit of an accident. But this battle has concluded with Carl Johnson getting through. But these guys did provide some pretty solid entertainment for us over the last few laps, definitely.
I'll send the invoice to Carl. Just as I join in, he gets the overtake done. I'm gonna claim that one. That's on me.
Just the energy of Crick joining us has done that one there.
Just as I joined.
At least that one was clean. These guys are super aggressive here tonight. It's split red, split dead, split blood, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely, truly, well and truly living up to its name tonight.
Yeah, absolutely going for it. So who we got here? We've got Zach Warren being chased down by Marcel.
Damiano Mansell.
Yeah.
Matt Madden's lad did unfortunately cop a 15-second penalty for an incident earlier on lap 1, but this is the fight for the podium already. So Damiano Mansell, Damien Mansell even, P2 and P4 for silver class. He's going to be fighting for a podium. I'm not sure if he's had a podium here in sprints yet, but very strong showing from him there. But he will have that 15-second penalty to serve in the pit stop as well. We're going to get BMW versus Porsche here, straight line. Porsche not super strong in the straight line. Damien in the slipstream there, getting side by side through what is technically turn 1 into the Variante. I forgot the name again. I'm going to stop doing that. Tamburello, thank
the most
you.
famous corner in motorsport.
I know, how could I?
Especially if you're an F1 fan.
Yeah, absolutely. We see a 15-second penalty there for Curie. And that is going to be Damien up into 3rd place. Wow.
You'll get the name right eventually.
I will get there. Damien up to 3rd place.
It's all right. Just called. Yeah. So, yeah, really good overtake there. Nice and clean from both of the drivers there as well. Just making that look super easy, but that is not an easy overtake to turn off there. To pull off at turn 1 there. God, I haven't done comps for a while. I am rusty as, gentlemen. This race is going.
Yeah, absolutely there. As we see David Barker is on the back of Ankin, Roy Ankin there in the number 10 McLaren. This one, we'll see how this one goes. I think David Barker definitely got the pace over him. We'll be looking for a way past there. These two, as long as we can keep it clean, we've got more yellow flags going on with 40 minutes. It's only been 20 minutes in this race. I feel like I've been sitting here for an hour already.
Well, it's probably the wind chill that's making it like that.
Maybe it is.
Really cold up here on the mountain. Oh no.
No, Steve-O.
Steve-O, he's spinning around. That is the Pidgey Racing car there. That's
It's
tragic
Matt
for...
left. Matt was his
Yeah, because Matt left. I'll let Matt know that he's entire.
He's going to be sad now when he comes back.
That particular thing there. Bad luck there. Steve said, odd place to have spun too. I'm not quite sure what would happen. Maybe just dipping a wheel off onto the grass there or something just to make that happen. But
Yeah.
he's still going. He's still got time. Pit stop's still to go. Only 20 minutes in, so there's still a lot of race to go. But the battles here at Imola are always good. They're always close. There's just not much sort of margin for an overtake. As we jump ahead, we've got Jasmine following, my man, following Mr. Rochford. Annie in the Porsche, love and life, I'm sure of it. But the Mustang definitely got a bit of an advantage over the Porsche here. He has a look, but thinks better of it, absolutely, and continues to follow here. So the Porsche maybe will escape the Mustang a little bit through these opening corners here. He's just got that. So
I don't know about that.
corners, but if he's got enough, you want to be brave to try and take it in through that corner. And he's got 38 minutes, so he's got to be a little bit patient with it. He is darting around, but maybe that's a bit more of a psychological warfare because he does have to consider the fact that he's got the one and only Mr. Chalmers behind him, superintendent. Ooh, he's having a look. He got a bad exit there.
Side by side through Tamburello. Rochford was just going a little bit defensive there into the Tulsa hairpin, and that has compromised the line there for Justman. It's opened the door up to Pete Chalmers to look through, but no way past there around the outside, and that little bit of fighting there has allowed Seaman and the Ferrari to catch up to this, so we kind of have a bit of a four-way battle pack here for down towards P16, P17 there. Yeah, we're going 4 cars, and there is Sam O'Brien there in the KA Mercedes, not too far behind as well, so actually quite a big train here forming. So as we're getting some reports from the chat there that there might be some pit stops going on. Aiden, what can you tell us about those?
People have pitted. That's what I can tell you. I think Craig
Okay,
Gallagher
fantastic.
has pit, but because there's so many cars on the grid, it is kind of hard to notice exactly who's pitted. So Steve-O obviously is pitted. Who's just
might have damage.
So is Jack Miller. But yeah, look, we are getting closer towards that halfway mark, which is when we traditionally kind of expect people to go in. But with all the chaos that's going on at the moment, I honestly think a lot of people are just going to try to stay out as long as possible because there's so many cars going around. If you get stuck in a big train, especially at this track, it can really, really slow you down.
Yeah, absolutely, and a bit of carnage as well. So I think some people there just let him take an early pit stop and get out a bit of this traffic as we see. Yeah, this train is forming. Rochford there going a defensive again. That is going to, or maybe that's Pete Jusman going defensive and Pete Chalmers. No, that is definitely the Mustang on the back of Rochford there trying to look for a way past up towards Tamburello over the crest. There's going to be you've got to be brave to send a big dive in there. That is a fairly quick corner and a very long corner. You need to get up pretty early in the morning to get a move around the outside there, especially. So that train is going to be closing back up as Pete Chalmers there closes up on Jusman. As we just hear from the Mr. Man on the microphone, on the cameras behind there, Cooley is 30 seconds ahead of P2 after, I think he said that was 14 laps. So it's 25 minutes, not even 25 minutes into this race. He's just going to lap the field at this rate. I'm convinced that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's inhuman. Like I'm going to meet him for the first time, and I'm expecting it to be
some sort of like godlike aura around him, right?
Yeah, he's just like he's got a wheel permanently attached to his hand, or I don't know what to expect from Mr. Chris Cooley because he's inhuman. Yeah, so he's about to lap. Yeah, you can see him there. He's just about to catch the back of the field here, which is Marvel, who's unfortunately
pulling over.
Maybe
a little bit
just
strange.
Receive a pretty big penalty for
did.
his rejoin.
Did. Yeah,
he absolutely did. I think he got already had a 15-second penalty, and I think he's got another 10-second penalty there, as there is a live commentary handover going off just beside me there. We see the carbon acid there of Chris Cooley. over 32nd in the lead is absolutely insane. 35 minutes to go still in this race. Luke Marvel, we're not sure what's going on there. Maybe having some issues, but I think he might be parking that one for the night there with the nearly 30 seconds of penalties he's got.
I'm back. So Cricky, thank you. Cricky's just handed back over to me. An important note that I know Matty Powell's listening. So, Matty, we've already recruited 2 new members for OOR. They're in the campsite over, and they've just sticky beaked in to see what the hell's going on here. Why there's a gathering at this time in this temperature on the top of Mount Panorama, gathered around a tiny little screen with 2 professional-looking mics and a whole mixer board. So, we've got some new OOR members coming. We promised. I promised that we'd get some, and here they are.
I was thinking about that on the way up here. I think, what are the people around us going to think is going on? We're going to be yapping our heads off at, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. There's going to be some questions asked. I do have some bad news for you, though. Steve-O had an oopsie.
Oh, no. Apparently he got DQ'd in LMU as well.
Oh, no, he's not having a good night at all.
I mean, he is going for the old arrive and drive tactic, but what's happened to Steve-O? He's gone off track and had a whoopsie?
I think so. It was a bit of a strange part. I think it was about here on track. He was off on the inside there, so whether he's got on the gravel and spun it up or bounced off the curb in an awkward way, but yeah, he's had a bit of a moment there. He's taken his pit stop, so he's down the back of the field there, so we're looking for him to make his way back through as we see Turo Bank and Luca Giacomo closing up on the back of him there. Jacob Weatherburn, they're getting a 10-second penalty for a collision on lap 6. Not sure if we saw that one, but he's going to try and make his way back through as well. So that is, Turo Bank joining the back of this little train here between Carl Johnson, Damiano Thurcolini. Is that Damiano or is that a different car?
No, that's Thurcolini, just in front of Turo Bank there as well.
Yes, it is.
One of our OOR Academy drivers, Jacob Foster, just sticky beak in as well. Having a look at what's going on. Wow. The audience has grown to about 15.
The names are coming thick and fast, and I haven't looked back there yet.
But yeah, no, that's incredible. Oh, you go, Aiden.
Sorry. Now that we're almost halfway through, do the stewards have any requests in the chat for any specific alcoholic beverages they might require after the amount of penalties that we've seen?
Well, we might see something here, actually. We've got Dave Stevo. We're going to see... Oh, no!
Oh, there's another one.
Time for Dave Stevenson. He's around and holds your brakes.
Oh, he didn't... Oh, that's not... We saw him on the other side, so that was after that there. Just not quite holding his brakes like the Academy drivers behind us here would be being told to do all the time by none other than Mitch Hobbs. And unfortunately losing a bunch of positions here, waiting for that rejoin. Gets that done nice and safely by the looks of things, so that has dropped him right down there. A little bit of damage on the rear that he probably didn't need as well there, just rolling into the back of that wall. As I don't like that Glenn is skipping through this replay here. I think
something else might have happened. This Pidgey's not going to fly. This is not looking good. Great double right-hander here, as we see. Yeah, Dave's pretty... So, as we all know, Dave drives and he drives karts, and he has driven, Porsche Carrera Cup. So he's, he gets how these cars move, but sometimes he just throws a little bit too much into it. But as we see here, relatively clean. No, he's okay, Glenn says. Glenn's assuring us that everything's fine. Excellent. As we see him, very, very safe pit stop there. Dave Stevenson is currently calling me. So you have me my phone here. I'm just going to see if we can get
oh my God. Gotta get him live on
sure there's no naughty words.
Yeah, keep it clean, please. I was about to say live on the podcast. It feels like we're doing a podcast, but
feel like we're doing
yeah, we're going to get him live in the commentary booth.
That's what I want to know, Glenn.
Yeah, hang on a second. He's back on the track.
He's back on the track.
No texting while driving or calling while driving, Dave. That's not. He needs a penalty.
So hi, Dave. You're currently live on commentary. I'm returning your call because I missed yours. How you going? So for anyone that may not be able to hear, we just watched the replay, so Dave's called me to let me know he is listening along to the commentary box. He wanted to let everyone know that he was taken out. He didn't crash on his own. We've absolutely backed you up. We did see you got to take that, Dave. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it. If you do need to call us on stream and plead your case, you can give me a call on 0408 391 909. Give me a buzz and let us know what you're doing in the race and how things are going. Davo, we'll leave you to it. Thanks so much for calling in. We'll chat to you after. That is our first ever live caller on the OOR Thursday Night podcast.
While that was occurring, a bunch of cars have come into the pits. So a lot of the midfield cars, yeah, as we see them in the pits right now, obviously we've just gone through halfway. So theoretically, this is the best time to pit, especially if you're not being held up too badly by traffic. So yeah, a lot of the Pro-Am cars have done their pit stop, and I know Giacomin might have a penalty on his way, but he actually looks like towards the top of these cars that have already got their pit stop cleared, and Roy Ankin, obviously, who's this McLaren we're looking at. So Giacomin may be on the way back to recover something, but he still might have penalties on the way.
I'm glad you're watching what's going on, Aiden. There's so much happening here around us. This is exactly why it's important to have a man on the ground. Excellent. So,
absolutely lost the two of us. We have so many firsts here tonight. First call in, first live commentary at the top of Bathurst. As we're getting another one.
Incredible. And I'm so sorry, we are going to be a bit distracted from the race. Hello, Thursday nights with Octane Online Racing. So Toto's just given us a call. We have been informed, Toto, that we can't hear you on stream, so I'm going to have to do a bit of a relay. But it's lovely to chat to you, Toto. How are you, mate? Talk us through your Thursday night.
I hate Lucas and the bottle to win.
Looped, you bottled the win, and you hate Lucas. Okay, so this is good to know. But, you know, thanks so much for calling in, Toto.
Is this last night's win that he's referring to?
Fun, gentlemen.
Thank you, Toto. Thanks for calling in. Second caller here on Thursday at late nights with Octane.
The OOR late night hotline.
I'm impressed that I'm incredibly impressed that he's actually gone back and found that number.
I'm surprised he gave you a real number. That's dangerous.
I know, it's all right. This is, you know, it's a controlled event here. It's only live on YouTube. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, normally my phone, whenever it rings, I pick it up because most of my work comes through. So if you want to talk about digital ID, you can call me through that number. But otherwise, we're here. We've got 27 minutes and 38 seconds left in this race. A quick update in your top five. We've got Cooley, Underwood, Mansell, Warren and Thurkalini rounding out your top five. That gap to P1 from P2 ever increasing.
Actually come down a bit now. It's only 18 seconds. I think we were up over 30.
Oh, it's Cooley's in the pit.
Oh, Cooley's in the pit lane. Okay.
In the pits right now. He's just got his stop cleared. But yeah, we're seeing the whole kind of top 10 list of cars coming in for their pits now, just after the halfway point.
Yeah. It's about where I would have expected these guys to stop. We'll have a look here and see how long they stop for, whether or not they take the extra 5 seconds for to change those tires out and get some fresh boots on. We'll see, yeah, Mansell in, so just after the 30-minute mark, probably about where I'd expect these guys to start stopping. As we see, Cooley there is also in the pit lane, dropping down to P3. I imagine he will not be there very long and will be very quickly making his way back up. Bit of a battle between those two. Who's coming out there? There's a Ferrari there. Mansell looks like he is out, but so is Warren. Still coming out.
Had a decent penalty, remember?
Yes.
15 seconds to serve, so he's going to drop back quite a bit from the other people he went in with.
Yeah, absolutely. So some interesting movements coming here now. We've got a couple that still haven't pitted. We've only got 25 minutes left. You'd have to think they're more on the strategy, and I can't remember who commented earlier, letting me know that the reason I am in Pro-Am is because my pit strategy maybe stinks, but, you know. But I reckon there's probably going to be a couple people that will be looking to stay on those same tyres and just take a splash and dash for fuel, try and make up as much time as possible, because, Aiden, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no minimum pit time tonight, is there?
No minimum pit, but there is a fixed fuel time, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
25 seconds minimum in the pits. And just quickly, Dan, I know you drive a Ferrari, but try not to take after the F1 team in your pit strategy. That would be my advice.
Yeah, we definitely do not want to repeat of that. I can tell you a thing or two about having a terrible pit stop. I think last night I lost 3 or 4 seconds in that one, so I can definitely relate there. I managed to stall it on exit because I forgot I switched back to manual clutch of all things. As we're getting another live call here from the commentary booth.
OOR. Hello, Thursday nights with OOR. Lucas, thanks so much for calling in. You've got the hot mic into the stream. I think they should be able to hear you. Talk us through. You obviously called with a bit of a point. Tell us what's on your mind.
I'm just wondering what your predictions are for the Chris Cooley gap at the end of the race.
So, very interesting point. It has been a hot topic up until now. I'm looking at, given that we sort of had about 30 seconds before 38 seconds, I think we got to
62 seconds. That's my guess.
Okay, so he's come out. Pete Viney's still ahead, but he's only 0.8 behind. I'm going to call 42. I reckon 42 seconds we've got in 24 minutes. What about you, Lucas?
That's a bit ambitious.
That is ambitious,
wow.
But I like the way you think. Is there anything else you want to sort of lay on us, Lucas? Talk us through your racing at the moment. How are things going?
Oh, we've deleted ACC, mate.
Yeah, dead game, 37 car split. It's absolutely going nowhere, hey?
Dead game. Last thing I want to say, I don't know who that idiot was who called before, but he must have some meat bone for me, honestly.
It sounds like it. I am going to have to jump to another call coming through. We'll chat to you soon, Lucas. Thank you so much. Good evening, Thursday nights with OLR. Oh, Loopty himself. Hey, Loopty. Talk us through tonight, mate. How you going?
We're not getting him on the stream, I don't think.
I can't hear him.
We can't.
Got to hold it closer than that.
I'm going to hold you closer. You're calling to complain about Liam Hamilton, my fellow co-commentator here tonight. So I will advise you, Loopty, you're going to have to watch your words here because, we don't want to get this man revved up.
You're right. Okay, absolute case for goal by last night. Came in, goal my win, definitely the one arrow.
Yeah, you kind of got to be at least like second to sort of claim that, but you were a bit further behind, so I'm not sure you can really claim that one, Loopty.
For those at home that may not be catching what Jaden Rondinella is giving it to us, he's letting us know that apparently Liam Hamilton did steal the win from him last night, but I don't know, Loopty, we're seeing a lot of people here that would agree that Liam did storm home and take that victory. Betterfield is complaining that Loopty stole his 13th place at the Bathurst 12 Hour. It seems like there is a bit of a debate going on here, Loopty.
If anyone can complain, it's the man sitting behind me there that I did wrong.
Yeah, as we've been on the call, just quickly, I will mention that Luca Giacomo has a drive-through penalty, and Jacob has done his stop. He's dropping still, so it's a pretty long stop for him. But we've got most of the pits done out of the top 10, just Sam O'Brien and Brad Gosling left to go.
Yes. Yeah, we did see that drive-through come through there while we were getting some more phone calls come through, so some big penalties there for Giacomo. I'm not sure if that's wraps kind of both penalties, both incidents into one penalty or not there. Matt cannot hold his composure, but that's okay. Neither can I at the moment. This is by far the craziest thing we've ever done, but it is so much fun. So we see the last pit stops here with Sam O'Brien there trolling in the 420 KA Motorsports Mercedes there. The only other one left there is Brad Gosling. So 2 pit stops left when that will drop them back down towards the further down the field there. Looks just having to reverse a little bit there, Sam. Yeah. Too far forward with that one, that long bonnet there catching him out.
I tell you what, you do get, especially if you've been driving a bit of LMU recently, you do get lulled into a bit of a false sense of security when you come back into, you missed that pit box, and it really, really hurts you in this game. And, accuracy matters here, especially. So there are tools like ACC Drive, which I personally use. Doesn't help me as much as I wish it would, but it does show you exactly where to stop. But you waste valuable time there where you absolutely get caught up.
Yeah, you absolutely do there. So we see another penalty for Roy Ankin there, causing a collision. There's a 10-second penalty there. As we've got that Warren there in the Porsche right on the back of Brad Gosling in the Aston. Side by side, they're looking for a move into that Villeneuve chicane there. That Aston taking so much of that curb. That is, looking at a bad run. That is going to be Warren side by side into Tosa. That is going to, then there's Carl Johnson there looking for a way through as well. That is going to be 2 positions there. 1 quarter. Gosling on the grass there a little bit. So we come up into Piratella there. We go to side by side. He's going to show the nose. Just moves out of the way there. That's a little bit rude, I think, if I say so myself there from the Porsche of Carl Johnson. But he is through on Brad Gosling.
I've got texts coming through absolutely everywhere. So glad that people are texting in. I feel like I'm running an ABC. Really, it's just excellent. Kudos to Dave Stevenson.
Get that Delete Me app, you know, the one that like
Yeah, I reckon.
number from everyone, so you stop getting all these scam callers.
Well, I've just had Loopty in the YouTube chat has just threatened to give this number a call. He saved it so that he can give it a buzz every time a Pidgey car takes him out. I will argue, though, that I think Jaden's taken out more Pidgey cars than Pidgey cars have taken out Jaden. So
No comment.
an interesting, point for discussion as we see Brad Gosling. Brad Gosling pulling into the pits now, car 833. Going in for a bit of a late pit stop here, but we'll have to have a bit of a watch as to what he's doing there. See whether he takes that 30-second or the 25-second pit stop. But we are seeing Zach Warren here, car 222, with Hurt Johnson hard on his ass, about half a second behind, give or take now. This is such a tricky and interesting section of track to really be followed through. You get a big toe coming off the main straight there. I know the toe is not as strong in ACC as some other games, but it can really impede you, especially coming out of these fast sections where you really got to slam on the brakes hard, opens you up to a dive bomb.
Yeah, a really hard section to follow as well if you are right up behind another car. Those curbs, especially in the Porsche, are not going to be friendly for it at all. And that's CMM and Chalmers there going side by side into turn one. Is going to be a move there. That is CMM towards the outside, and that is Chalmers just keeping the position there. Nice and clean. I think we just need a bit of a relax from this split now. Everyone needs to calm down. If we'll have their pit stops, hopefully we can just keep it clean till the end.
Absolutely, and we know that if there are any further injustices, I'm sure we'll get a call. Dave Stevenson will ring up to let us know that we've incorrectly labelled him as going off the track. I think for me, I've only been in OOR for about just over a year now. But as far as OOR law goes down, I think Dave Stevo's call into the commentary box goes. That's OOR law for
that. Absolutely takes the cake there.
We're seeing Ryan Anderson now having to defend now for Sam in the back. So Sam has dropped a good few positions there off the start. Had a really, really strong qualifying position, but this Pro-Am battle of Dog Ryan and Sam getting a bit interesting as Sam goes up the inside there, manages to get the position on him. Ryan just unable to hold there and has to concede to the Macca for sort of his own safety and the car in front. So Sam going to surge away, gets a really, really good exit out of that little corner complex. This is hard. I don't know if this is a really good track for the AMG. Aiden, I know that you haven't really driven the AMG, but has it got any sort of weaknesses here that might not help it through?
We can always ask Mr. Glory Babby if he's in the chat. He's very experienced in the AMG. I'm not sure about in terms of how good it is here. I'd say logically it should be pretty good, but the AMG is one of those cars where sometimes it's just really good at tracks where you wouldn't expect. So
yeah. It should be pretty good here. It does take the curbs quite well, which is kind of part of unlocking the speed here at Imola. I did drive it here in an endurance race, but that was going on 3 years ago now, I think. Car has changed quite a lot since then, but I would imagine that it would still be pretty strong, probably better than something like a Porsche. Just the amount of curb that it can take versus those Porsches without getting too unsettled would definitely help it along.
Also, in my spare time just recently, that Porsche's kissing the back of that AMG, I have counted up the penalties in the penalty chat, and we're sitting on, I think, 12 right now. So a substantial amount, not the most I think we've seen, but yeah, definitely enough to wake up the stewards as Dave Stevenson gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags.
Matt's got his head in his hands. He can't believe what's going on. About to get another phone call from him here in a minute at this rate.
Dave, might be another phone call due if you're ignoring blue flags. You do have an opportunity in the next 16 minutes to defend and plead your case. This is a very unique situation. This will not be every week that we'll have people calling up and defending or pleading their case. But you have license to do so in the next 15 minutes, 50 seconds as you're driving. But yeah, Glenn's letting us know, Dave, you cannot ignore more blue flags. I don't know.
Side by side into the final corner here.
The AMG. Holy cow, he holds it. Just look at the train.
This is a train going off. This is P16 to P20, I believe. So O'Brien, Chalmers, Simon, Rosser, Giacomin all together. So I have a feeling this one could get pretty spicy pretty quick.
Yeah, you're too right. We've got calls and cries in the background as we're trying to figure out how the Porsche's outrunning the Merc.
Careful!
He's deep! He's in the gravel trap!
Sam O'Brien's losing positions left, right,
they're
center
gonna
here.
get close. Oh, no, it's
Oh, no, there's
lost
one
it.
around! Oh, there's two off. They're all in the fence.
Everyone's listening to the commentary. Focus on the race!
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that
my
little-
goodness.
The little rubbing up the front just made everyone slow down, and then the back half of the train just arrived at full speed and just couldn't slot back into position properly. So there's a few more penalties on the way, I think, from that one. So we'll be going up from 12, I believe, and the stewards are crying even.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure who. I think that was that Sam in the McLaren. I think we saw get spun around. Yeah,
possibly.
I think it was a black McLaren there. Yeah, I think they both did because Sam and Sam O'Brien
Sam has gone to the back of the this train though, so him and O'Brien.
Yeah, I think Sam and Sam both got both had a bit of a whoopsie there. Both Sam and Sam O'Brien getting spun and into the fence out of turn 3. Jesus, what is this race? This race is carnage in and of itself.
They did it just for you guys. They knew.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew. As if it wasn't getting weird enough, I've got Gobby now texting me from a +66 number from overseas. First question, what pants are we wearing? Liam's in shorts.
Not warm enough ones, that's for sure.
Maniac. I'm in some absurdly tight chinos. I don't remember them being this tight. Aiden, what pants are you in?
Next question. I'm gonna just remember that part.
Aiden,
It's not an option.
Yeah.
Glenn, we won't be able to hear you on stream, but I'll relay. What kind of pants are you wearing?
The
Yep. In tidy whities is the call from Glenn. And Gobby's trying to give me a ring, but international calls are apparently not working. I am going to see whether we can get him,
Oh my goodness.
but we'll see how we go. I do have international minutes. So we've got Gobby on the line. We've got you.
Oh my God.
Good evening, Gobby.
nah, it's
We're doing really well.
hear him, but
I cannot quite hear you on stream for some reason. It's I think it's accent driven, maybe, Gobby. I'm not quite sure. But I do have international minutes, so I am calling you. I promise it's not costing me an arm and a leg. Everyone in the background who is cheering on. But Gobby, it's great to hear from you. You're absolutely more than welcome. Thanks so much for dialing in. We've answered your pants question on stream. Did you have any other questions for us? You got Aiden, Liam, and myself all here.
I think we should focus on this replay instead. And Chalmers just turning across the nose of the Mercedes. That is going to be a slow run there for Sam O'Brien. And oh no, it's the Ferrari.
Rosser. I think it was Rosser.
Rosser there, just getting a slide, and unfortunately just getting turned there by Sam as well. Unfortunately, getting a safe rejoin. Yeah, just getting a little bit checked up there, and Sam unfortunately running into the back of that Ferrari there and sending him around.
Too right, and we've got is happy about the pants answered. He knows what pants we're all wearing now, so I'm very glad about that. He wants to know how we're all doing in Bathurst. Gobby, we're friggin' cold. It's
Absolutely.
It's blowing a gale here. Neither Liam nor I have a wind meter, but we're assuming probably about 135 kilometers an hour. We're not exaggerating. Other than that, mate, everything's going well. Thank you so much for the call. We will hang up and get back to the commentary, but we'll speak to you soon, I'm sure. Bye, Gobby. Cheers, mate. Love you. Love you. And he said he loved Lucas as well, was the main thing that he wanted to get through.
Hey, also, just to point this part out, I know the Lucas love is very well deserved, but Tarab Bank is in P9, which is a top 10 finish, and I don't remember exactly where he started, but I don't remember it being inside of the top 10, if my memory serves. So it seems like it's a pretty good effort from him. In fact, going back on the stream, he started P14, so he's made up 5 positions as a Pro-Am to get into that top 10. So well done to Tarab for that.
Yeah, doing quite well indeed, and that is the lead of the Pro-Am class. So there's a few Pro-Ams and a few Silvers there that are up towards and around the top 10. So good strowing them from those guys. There's a few Pro drivers that have certainly been dropped further towards the back of the pack, but yeah, that's nothing to take away from these other drivers whatsoever.
And one thing that we also can't take away is the amount of people going back and grabbing my number off the stream, which is absolutely incredible and perfect. So we've got another caller here. Welcome to OOR Late Nights Thursday live from Mount Panorama. Who have we got on the line now?
Oh, it should be a very familiar voice.
It Should be, but I can't quite tell.
That's awkward.
Oh,
It's Cam.
Cam, you sounded Aussie for far too long there. Let's see if we can get you on stream. How are you, Cam?
Just calling up to say I hate Lucas as well.
It's Lucas, hey, this is
Wow.
You're like a radio station that's just copping pranks from absolutely.
Hey, Lucas, please call us.
No. We're a Lucas-loving station here. Look, Cam, thank you so much for your call. Have you got any questions for us on stream or any comments that you'd like to share about how much you love Lucas or similar?
Just got to reiterate, make sure it's on stream. I hate Lucas, but yeah. Other than that, I won't keep you too long. I'd like 2 meat lovers pizzas and some Lucas delivery boy. Thank you.
Talking about
Excellent, I'm so glad that
John Charitos here is trying to deliver it down the inside.
Automatic ordering. We're going to let you go. Thanks, Cam. Chat soon. It's ridiculous.
Bit of a splice move there into Variante Alta. A bit of touching into the turn in there, but that is going to be Charitos there ahead of Turab Bank. No, that is not going to be. Oh no, I'm getting leaderboarded, aren't I?
Leaderboard is just doing ACC
I am.
things.
Yes, of course. I should know that better by now. Yeah, bit of bump, bit of grind there through Variante Alta, but yeah, Charitos ahead of Turab Bank into P9 there, and taking the class lead for Pro-Am class with 9 minutes left in this race.
Yes,
as
Glenn
we're
just
getting
pointing out, yes, intel that last time these two were close to each other on the track, very suboptimal things occurred at turn 1. So we'll see if Giacomin can get through without any contact here. The same spot it might be as well, as he gets a big toe coming down the main straight. Is Chalmers going to defend? He is. Oh, it's going to be close. They're going to run side by side. Oh, this contact again. Don't stick your nose in. No.
He's gone for another spin.
Oh my god.
Oh.
You cannot write this.
No. I'm sorry, but that is sloppy. Oh, watch that rejoin. That is sloppy from Giacomin there. That is twice in the same race, the same person, the same corner.
I think that's 3 times now that Giacomin's bumped someone out of the way. He's traded the Ferrari for a bumper car this week. This is unbelievable scenes. Has he been playing Wreckfest too? Does anyone know? Can someone check up on his recent Steam history?
With his penalty
Goodness
points
gracious.
he's accrued from this race, I think he might have to jump over.
Yeah, might have to move over. This is there's a new market out there. Getting a lot of spam texts now that seem to have the same text that say I hate Lucas. I really don't. I think that it's one number that's crossing over multiple times. Must be. We've got a question from Kamaris, very friend of the podcast, friend of the show. Who's asking who we think's winning on Sunday and why is it an Audi, Liam?
That is a great question because I don't think it will be an Audi.
Aiden, who's winning on Sunday and you think it's an Audi?
Oh, come on. If you know anything about me and you know what car's racing this weekend, you should. This one should.
We should. We'll leave that one. But Callum, thanks so much for sending in your question. It's the Ford. I do admittedly think that the Ford's got a pretty damn good chance on numbers alone, if nothing else.
There is so much going on in this chat right now as we're seeing a battle there for P2. Is that P2? No, that is P3. That is Carl Johnson there up behind Zach Warren. Porsche against Porsche.
Yeah, Johnson's fast. So maybe Warren didn't take tyres or had a little off or something.
It's almost as if we've been more focused on what's happening around us than the focus.
There's a lot going on around us. It's an attack on the senses from all sorts of angles.
How do radio show hosts do it? We have no idea.
Probably not with a live audience usually.
Can we get the gap? So we can only see plus one lap to Chris Hewlett at the moment. So we'll have to wait until Underwood goes past the start-finish line to get a more accurate break.
He's just about to cross the line now. We're not going to get it. No.
Oh.
Thanks, ACC.
No. Thanks, ACC.
Yeah, we're
on some bad exit here.
We'll have to wait until the end to get that. But yeah, Warren is going to make a run here up the inside. Aiden, talk us through it.
Warren on the outside, sorry to correct you there, in the blue and green Porsche. Going into turn 1, Variante Tamburello. It's going to be Porsche violence here. Let's see if Warren can hold it around the outside. It's going to be very difficult. Johnson just blocks that inside line. Impossible to get through if you block like that. But Warren will have the drive off the exit. He's going to look for the run. He does pull out to the inside, going into the very fast move chicane. Yes, I'm saying the same thing. Or Johnson drives very deep, but that's going to compromise his exit.
There's a big slide.
Warren also getting on the sand though, slowed his exit down a little bit, but I think Warren's going to keep attacking Johnson right until the end. If he can just stay in that slipstream, he's going to have a lot of opportunities. So I reckon keep an eye on this battle.
Yeah, just over 5 minutes to go left in this race. Glenn was just saying there that there's a 50-something second lead there for Chris Cooley. As Pete Chalmers getting a 10-second penalty for an unsafe rejoin. Sorry, say that one again, Glenn? Yeah. 50-second gap to Chris Cooley, so not too far off my 62-second prediction that I made after my
Yeah, that's very good. I feel like I'm an idiot for undershooting at 40. But, you know, we'll have, call it a brief ad break as we look to, are you an alien out there? Alien Pace on ACC? Would you like to come and challenge Chris Cooley and give him someone to drive against? Please call the number that you heard up on the screen. We'd love to have someone that could actually challenge him on pace, but he's just driven away with the race. Aiden, this is unbelievable. We've barely seen a step wrong from him, but this is kind of what we've come to expect from Ding Dong, right?
Oh, especially at this track. Various sources have told me that he does hold the bop lap here, so this is standard form for him here. I'd like to see how many kilometers he has on this track. I'd like a screenshot in the screenshot after, please, but I know it's definitely going to be a lot considering his pace around here, and he just loves this track and the Aston Martin. But yeah, look, the race in general as well, Rob Underwood doing a great job in P2 with the silver. I don't think we should gloss over that effort by him. And Zach Warren as well, just doing really well, putting the pressure on Johnson. I'm not sure how Johnson got past. It would be just interesting to see if it was pace or a mistake. But Johnson, again, under attack with Warren here. Warren just piling on the pressure. Johnson has gotten past, but it seems like he just isn't able to pull out that gap, and Warren is definitely starting to pile on the pressure. We'll see if Johnson is going to be forced into any mistakes. Warren really just almost pushing Johnson through the corners here, just trying to get in his mirrors and trying to force Johnson into a mistake, which is very easy around here, especially in a car like the Porsche, which is a little bit more twitchy, a little bit less stable, especially over the bump.
Yeah, absolutely piling the pressure on here. That is forcing Carl Johnson to be defensive, hit left to right, trying to make sure that he cannot get a move past. Following also really difficult there, as it looks like they're both getting a bit wide out of that chicane there. Yeah, really hard to follow that closely in a car where you cannot attack the curbs. Looks like he's going to have a run there. He's going to look towards, he's going to look somewhere. He's going to look towards the outside there of the Ravazza 1. That is not going to be getting through there.
He'll try to get the run on the straight. He's got it lined up here. All he needs to do is just get a good.
He's missed the apex, but it is a good run.
Yeah, it is. The thing is, you don't want to be too close to where you can't make a move. So now he's going to start picking up that toe. I'm not sure what the gap is, about 3/10. Joel's just trying to be a little bit less predictable with the slipstream.
Holding a very wide line there.
Yeah, he's going to look at the inside, but just couldn't get the run he wanted off that final corner.
Yeah, Kurt Johnson just coming up, looking to get under wing on Underwood. This is insane how close he's getting. That came through from the YouTube chat, so thank you so much. We couldn't see who posted that, but that's a very, very astute point here as we have a bit of Porsche on Porsche action. The Polaroid moment. We're going to cut to a replay. We're going to see the exact moment here.
Warren just, I think he just goes wide. Yeah, and Johnson's just able to slip past.
Has almost collected him on the way through. Has Johnson there, but manages to get away with it. Here we come up. We got a minute 34 left in the race. These two are definitely the battle pack to watch. We got Chris Cooley, just an infinite amount of time in front of the race. He's running his own thing. This is essentially a fight for, glorified first from here. I've got Liam yawning and spitting steam on my right-hand side. It's that cold. I can't remember the last time I felt my fingers, but what's more important is watching this race here. We got Underwood defending really hard on the inside now. No way around for Warren. This is, Johnson defending on the inside now. Hey, we're getting timing towered here. This is just typical ACC stuff. But we've got in here the Polaroid moment, holding really, really strong here, and looks to have the edge coming in 54 seconds. We might get another lap in with Cooley. We're definitely going to get to it.
Yeah, absolutely there. That is Carl Johnson. He's taking a bit more of a traditional line there this time. Oh, no, he's still going to hold it out wide. Not really sure if that's going to help because he's not going to break the slipstream doing that. I don't think Warren's going to be close enough. Oh, so has a look and shows the nose, but not close enough there. And it's not really many other opportunities to pass around here except for the big long run into turn 1. Unless he can keep really close and try and pressure Johnson into another mistake, maybe over some of these curves here. The Porsche not going to be the friendliest. Oh, takes a lot of curve there into turn 6. I think that is, and just, yeah, still piling on the pressure like you cannot believe. He's going to be really trying to look for a way past here, as this may be the final lap. No, we're going to get one more lap there.
Yes,
I can see Cooley is now coming down to turn 1 there. So a little bit more time to make that move, but pretty much, yeah, running out of time here. So he's going to be desperate.
Yeah, all he needs is a good run off that final corner, and as we can see on the timing tower, lots of penalties. I think we've had another, as I say, penalty for Francis Sam, 15 seconds for a collision, and I dare say there might be a few more even after the race finishes. So definitely more than 15 penalties in this race tonight. So Split Blood still living up to its name after all these years.
Too right. We've got some questions about how fast we think Cooley would go in the Italian winter temperatures here of 6 to 7 degrees. It's definitely what it feels like at the top of Mount Panorama, perhaps. So, yeah, the winter temps, perhaps. But, yeah, I think his bop lap we've just seen was a 139.2, which is insane. Like, this man's I don't know, he's an alien. There's something crazy here, but he's 56 seconds ahead now of Underwood. Look at him out there. So it may look, innocuous, this black Aston driving along, but he is in the lead of this race by 56 seconds in an hour-long race on a game that we have some incredibly good races here at. Just overtaking some lapped cars here as he goes through taking a very outside line. The world's most expensive.
Whoa. Where are we going?
That man in Atlas. Where's he going?
He's looking at his phone. He's not looking where he's
checking it. He's calling the commentator's box.
Absolutely, as we see Chris there across the line and throw it into some donuts. I think it's very well deserved there. Absolutely dominant victory. But that's let's not be quiet there about this man, Rob Underwood, in the Honda no less. A car that is infamous for doing the exact opposite of what you need at Imola, liking the curbs and spinning you sideways into the wall. So not only has he managed to keep it on track, but he's P2 up on the podium, but also P1 in silver class. That is a very, very strong showing there for Rob Underwood.
Yeah, too right. And this battle between Johnson and Warren has gone down to the very, very last seconds of the race. We'll get a bit of an update from them as we just switch out of Underwood here.
Oh, he's going slide.
Oh, keep it on the track.
I hope that was on purpose.
22-second gap. He's done very well, though.
Very brave in the Honda of all vehicles.
Yes.
Performing a maneuver like that on the last lap.
As we cut back to the battle here with Zach Warren and Carl Johnson, running out of time very much so.
Johnson's
one
wide.
corner left. Johnson's a little bit wide there.
Opens the door here for Warren. Warren needs a really good exit here. Don't think he's going to get it. The toe in ACC is not strong enough to actually create the benefit here. That means Johnson has done it. Yeah, he was in a Mustang. Secures 3rd position. Warren in 4th. Thurks in 5th. And then we've got Mansell, Teo, Mateen, Bank and Viney rounding out the top 10 as it stands at the moment as everyone comes up to the line. What a race.
I was just looking at the leaderboard. There's a lot of red going on towards the bottom there. So there will definitely be some chopping.
On the way, honestly.
Yeah, there will be some chopping and changing of positions there once they all cross the line. And that one will sort itself out there in a moment. We'll get some updated positions for you there. But, wow, what a race.
I know. We had so much going on at any given point in time. Aiden, massive thank you to you for actually, keeping touch in what's going on in the race, helping us out, making sure that we were watching the right things, because there's been a bit of calamity here as we've had callers coming in. I'm sure that's going to happen in the future, given that I think a fair few people have my number saved. Give me a call anytime. I'm obviously happy to chat, but we did too much of that. But a massive thanks to everyone also that rocked up here, the OOR crew that rocked up live to the mountain. We've got everyone from Benny Vintner. We've got as well Dan Benefield as well. We had Graham Hill rock up. We had Leo as well at the same time. Benny Hignett. We've got Cricky as well, who made this possible. But the man that everyone wants to speak to after we incorrectly labelled him as getting, as being, falling victim to his own driving. Dave Stevenson's just entered the chat. Dave, thanks for kicking off the call chain. Talk to us about your incident.
Well, what an experience that was to listen to you guys at the top of the mountain. Absolutely fantastic. I finally get a chance to see it live stream. I'm not sure if that's getting broadcast on live across.
It is not.
Thankfully, it's not.
Oh no, mate! There's some beautiful people in the background there. So, no.
Clear eyes only.
Mate, Glenn, get it up there, mate. It's perfect for content. No, mate, it was 37 cars. What was Lucas talking about?
That's crazy.
10 series, you're joking, mate.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Mate,
I've got one last question for you.
Flat out taken out, all right?
You did. We saw it. We saw it.
We know it. We do have one question for you, Dave.
Yes.
You got DQ'd in LMU. I've been dying to know what happened and how it happened.
Okay, so cold tyre, I think I went up the inside of maybe Scotty Rochford and just got pinched off the nose, turned myself around, reversed back into some other bloke, because who knows, he crashed, whoever crashes on lap 1, surely the track's clear behind you. Nah, some bloke come back past me, so I reversed into him. And then obviously slapped me with a drive-through. So I went into the pits, repaired my damage, went back out.
No.
So I still had 2 laps to go. But no, I crossed the line and put me straight back in the pits. I was like, excellent.
Good, mate. But thanks for sharing the story. We will wrap up the stream there as it's getting late for Glenn. Thank you so much to everyone that participated, whether it was in person, in the YouTube chat, giving me a ring. I look forward to many calls in the future. Some incredible racing there. Chris Julie to take the lead. Rob Underwood, outstanding second place, and then Kurt Johnson to take the third place there overall. We've got the let's quickly go through the silver category. We've already gone through pro, so we've got Underwood clear of everyone. Mansell just behind him, and Tio rounding out your top 3 in the Pro-Am class. We've got Bank, Viney, and Seaman as well. Incredible racing, and then the 2 AMs. I don't think Justman's an AM. I think we've bumped him up now, but Webster, great racing there, boys. Any final thoughts, Lem?
I need to lie down, I think.
Or another beer.
Another beer as well. That was absolutely incredible. Absolutely great to see 37 cars on track for Split Red. That's an incredible turnout for ACC, especially this late in the game. But big thank you to Glenn behind the cameras, and thanks to the sponsors for allowing us to be here tonight. The stewards, those guys deserve a very strong drink after that. That was absolutely crazy. But the crowd here behind us tonight, there is far more people than I thought there actually would be. I wasn't expecting a live audience, but this has absolutely been amazing, and I'll remember this night for a while.
Yeah, for sure. And Aiden, thanks so much for dialing in, being our man on the ground in WA. I really appreciate you jumping in, mate. And thanks to everyone, particularly Mike Crick as well, who set up this entire system and set up for us tonight to allow us to do this. So I think we'll bid you farewell. We'll allow everyone to go off to their Thursday night. We're going to be at the mountain all weekend. If you are a part of OOR, or even if you're not, please come up and see us. We'll be around Reed, Salmon, McPhillamy. We are absolutely everywhere at the mountain this weekend. Come on, enjoy the race. Let's have a good watch. Have a good night. Thank you very much.